Well, hello there, everybody. Happy Easter. You're all watching to the High Ground Ramblin' Live. I'm your host, OTCast79, aka Chris. Once again, here joined by my usual co-host, Dark Neon, aka Derek.
Oh, yeah. This is happening.
Yeah.
For real, hopefully.
Yes, and also we have guest stars. I'm going to introduce them in order of the thing. We have my wonderful sister, Absolhunter251, aka Marissa. Best friend forever.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, and my best friend on the internet, longest time running guy, swack16, aka John.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Nice to finally be here.
And we also have our final guest, one of our Sonic aficionados, and just an all-around interesting fellow, finder of funny things, and big enjoyer of Robot Chicken, Markzilla, aka Mark.
Yo.
Alrighty then, so you guys were probably wondering, hey guys, didn't you guys already do this already? Not exactly. Well, reference to that one Archie Sonic cover, but yeah, we were trying this thing out.
Yeah, basically, long story short, we tried to do Skype like we're doing now. One of us couldn't get the mics working, so we decided, okay, let's just do this Google Meet thing your sis is always talking about, and for a while, it seemed to be doing its job pretty well, and we were just going along. And then the system says, oh, hey, by the way, your free call ends in like 10 minutes. And you're like, what? So basically, that turned into pretty much an impromptu, like, non-spoiler review, which I think it kind of works out like that. I mean, we didn't spoil anything too much, too vividly. No, we did have to crunch some of our thoughts, including, I believe, John was going to say something more about Tales development that he enjoyed.
Yeah, that was... Well,
yeah, too bad. Like I was under pressure for doing that, and so we had to crunch the thing to like shorter time. So pretty much just saw and say mostly basic stuff about him.
Yeah, but we figured, well, we can't just leave this movie off, because even though it's in its second week and it's already like facing competition, it's still holding pretty strong. I think worldwide it's at 200 million, so it's being pretty successful. It's on track, just like the first movie, and it's probably, and without the pandemic being as bad as it was, I mean, it's still an evolving situation, but the way it is standing now, it stands to run pretty long legs and still do pretty well until like all the movie tickets get eaten by Doctor Strange in a few weeks. So that does well for Sonic.
Also shows that it's so popular that it's kicking Harry Potter's ass.
Well, that's kind of not hard to do when the situation's been through some of the elephants that it's gone through. So we're not going to bring that up here or any of that. But yeah, point is, everyone is still loving Sonic. It's winning the family audience, and we figured, well, we're all a bunch of geeky Sonic nerds who love this blue blur and his lovable furry friends, and we're just going to talk about them as long as we want to, and that's our right, damn it. You know, Jesus didn't come back from the dead for us to not talk about Sonic. Also, happy Easter. At the time of this recording, we are recording on Easter Sunday, which is kind of fitting given that one of the bad guys is known for being rather egg-shaped.
Who posted my news on Twitter.com?
Yeah. Also, yeah, it's also, if you want to go a long-winded way of connecting this to Easter, the holiday as well, you could also say the fact that we also have a character involved that has also been placed under great importance and has come back from the dead many times. That would be Knuckles, as written by author that I will not invoke his name because I don't want to get litigious sued, even though this guy's probably got more lawsuits than a crappy food joint.
You all you Sonic fans out there probably know who we're talking about.
I think his name is like Ben Senders. But yeah, I know, yeah. The little dad joke there and there. But I'm not a dad though. So anyway, yeah. So we're just gonna talk about. So if you want the non-spoiler version of our thing, there's a video of it. But in short, see this movie. If you're a fan of Sonic, you'll love it. If you like general family entertainment, it won't annoy you, hopefully. And if you are like someone who played the games and everything, I think you'll feel some of your faith has been rewarded in this movie. Like, it's nice to see a video game property treat its source material with respect in a way that it's doesn't really bastardize the concept. Like, it's been the norm for many video game adaptations for many decades. But as Robotnik said in the movie here, welcome To the new norm.
To the new norm.
But yeah.
Oh, let's be fair. Like, I can
The movie does more than just respect the source material. It's spoiling the fans.
Oh yeah, and that's what we're going to do to everybody. We're going to spoil the lore. So if you really want to go in blind, turn this video off, turn around, and come back later. It'll be saved on YouTube. But if you've already seen it and you want to geek out with us in the comments, I don't know if we have any audience, but you're welcome to. Enjoy the show. There's just going to be a bunch of Sonic fans splurging about how much we love this movie.
Yep.
Yeah. Although to point out a point made earlier, to be fair, a good handful of video game movies did actually have some good respect for like the source material. Like, for example, the Silent Hill movie is very underrated.
Yes.
The first one I'm talking about, not that horrible like 3D sideshow of the eyesore. The director himself was like such a huge fan. He went out of his way to make sure that everything was like set right. Like, even helping expand that the background of Silent Hill is based on like an actual place that exists in my own state of Pennsylvania. I think it's like coal is burning nonstop in like this mining town, and that's like, it's really cool to have like source material mixed in with real life like that, sort of like what Sonic 2 is doing as well.
But yeah, I know some are saying that it still is rather mid, or it's a good video game movie but not a great film, and that's fine to have that opinion. But there's some people who get raked over the coals for some of the opinions they made about this movie. And anyway, because the Sonic fan base is passionate, so when you get someone who says, I didn't quite like it as much, they turn into that Cosmo meme of like grabbing Timmy and shouting, saying, what didn't you like about it? You don't get it.
Yeah. I mean,
Sonic
there are
Boom
some warranted.
sums up Sonic fandom perfectly.
John?
I mean, there are some warranted reasons for criticism on this movie.
Yes, there is. Yeah, but I'm referring to. What was that?
Well, that second sound was just me burping, but I have no idea what that first sound was.
Oh God, I know. I know. As Ghost would say, next thing you know, you'll be investigating a strange noise. But yeah, carry on.
So I think before we get to spoiler, I think it's only fair that we let John have the table again to finish much better with his Tails thoughts.
All right, well, since I'm no longer under pressure, what I usually think about Tails is that I thought that he probably one of them, like, franchise character. I mean, I even like him more than Sonic himself, because he kind of reminds me of me when I was a kid.
You have two tails?
Well, I do have.
You have a genius level intellect.
And I'm also kind of shy and.
Your own plane in the backyard?
Yeah, play in my own backyard. I don't make much friends. I may happen in, like, for my disabilities, I may be a little bit part of the spectrum sense. So, I'm not socially, sound-minded. When I was a kid.
Yeah, traditionally in most Sonic media, they would always have Tails be like he's usually made fun of because of his two tails, or I look at him, he's a little odd because he's smarter than everybody. I mean, he's kind of an outcast, but then you see somebody like Sonic who he's exceptional, he's fast and everything, but he lets all that stuff slide off his back like water, and that is very admirable to Tails. So he ends up, like in the original game, the backstory is that one day, he was like crying on his own, but then he sees Sonic just running by, and that gave him the inspiration to follow after him doing that little helicopter spin. So I can see why what you're saying with that relation to Tails.
Mm-hmm. And it's kind of cute that the way he actually follows him around, like the inspirations and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And Sonic Adventure had him become more self-reliant.
Yep.
And Sonic Adventure 2, he's riding around in a friggin' mech, for crying out loud.
And then Sonic Forces has him cower in fear from a fake Chaos Zero.
I have yet to play that game, so I really don't know much of the narrative things. I know that some of the concepts were salvaged by Flynn in his comic adaptation, at least of those events, from what I hear.
Really, I thought that he's cowering because he suffered from PTSD. Because he did Sonic supposedly died. And like his best hero who thought was invisible died in front of him.
Because
I can
infinite cheating.
understand that, but it's like whimpering a little bit. You should be like, I don't know, just trying to blast wildly with his like devices or something.
Well, he is a child, still.
Or if he's gonna react like that, he should at least see. Or if he's gonna react like that, he should have been swarmed by a bunch of like fake chaoses.
Well, I think they were trying to go for like the tone that fans have been clamoring for some reason for a long time, and I think they figured that translates to anybody who was very confident can't be confident without Sonic, so let's make them a little bit incompetent without him. I guess that was the mindset. But anyway, we're not talking about Forces. We're talking about Sonic 2, the movie.
Yep.
But yeah. So I think that's a good place to start. So spoilers for the first movie, but you probably saw it by now, that Tails pops up at the end, and that was the big promise that we were all like excited for. I myself, being a longtime Tails fan, was super excited at that. I think I squeed. I think Sister can confirm.
Yeah, you like everyone pretty much screamed when Tails came on screen.
Yeah. Now, it wasn't as crazy as when Ghidorah showed up at the end of the King Kong teaser. That Ian just flat out turned into Joker right there. But yeah, Ian, if you're watching this, hello. So I was looking forward to Tails 2. And then when I think even when they were confirming that Sonic 2 was coming within the year of the production, they actually had Tails' arm be the one to say coming soon, because when they made that redesign to the first design to the current, Tyson Hess's redesign of Sonic. They had his blue arm holding a sign with more traditional gloves that made people say, "Oh, we're in the right track." So they did the same image, but with Tails' arm saying, during production now, and that got everyone excited. And I gotta say, when I saw, it was even crazier the fact that they did keep Colleen O'Shaughnessy as the voice actress for Tails. She's been doing him for a number of years, ever since the Colors reboot.
No, actually, it was Sonic Boom. Higgins voiced Tails in Colors in Lost World and Generations.
Who was that? Okay, that was Sakura. Sakura did Tails first, and then Eno took over for the rest of the tenure for all the Naruto.
How's that irony?
Higgins, I think.
But yeah, like I said, for those who are confused, the Naruto actresses were also the voice actresses for Tails, and hell, I think even the voice of Molly in Pokemon 3 is actually the natural voice for the woman who does Tails in the 4Kids dubs.
Actually, no, that was Charmy.
Oh yeah, Sandy, we actually talked to her. She's the one who does Mokuba. You okay?
Yeah.
Anyway, point is, though, it's nice that they actually got someone who's actually running with the voice from the games to actually play the character, because, normally with these movies, they would cast someone of a little more higher profile status. Like, for example, we got Idris Elba, the man of charm himself, playing the Echidna warrior Knuckles. You got Ben Schwartz, a comedian who's done a few quirky, sitcom shows here and there, actually being the Blue Blur. So we're thinking, we're going to get some other, like, either a child star or some other, like, okay, that voice, playing Tails. But no, they said they're going to stick with Colleen. And the fact that so many people rallied support behind her, and even like for example, we mentioned before, when they did put out a poster that had all the main cast there, Colleen's name was absent, and people are saying, you have all the major characters on the poster, and one of their actors is not even listed, but people who aren't even on the poster are getting their name listed. They're saying they thought that was a little crazy. So when they actually re-released the poster, they had a full Tails poster that had the Colleen name on top, and then they redid that poster with the Colleen name in it. So it's nice that they're actually showing such support for the original auteur that was a part of this franchise.
I know, like for too long that the voice actors that did video games usually get the short end of the stick.
Yeah, looking at you, Nintendo and Illumination.
Oh
Hey,
god.
we know what you're doing over there.
By the way, how
But
long?
yeah, if you think
Also,
about
it's
it,
good they kept her in for consistency's sake.
I was gonna say, if you think about it, the first movie support came from the like intense last minute redesign work and how much they put into making sure that every scene that had Sonic within there actually has the new design and actually making it good within reasonable time. And in this movie, it's the fact that it's allowing a voice actress who's usually just known for TV or video game media get a big spotlight role essentially.
I think she's probably the only voice actor from an original source that actually managed to make it to the silver screen.
Well, actually, no. There's also that.
Well,
Ratchet
besides,
movie.
yeah, but then again, this is actually made by the same studio that did the thing, so it's basically an hour and a half cutscene. So that doesn't really kind of count. It's not really Hollywood triple ace or thing.
Yeah, they still tried to squeeze in big names. Oh yeah, remember that when Ratchet actually had a father figure that's voiced by John Goodman? No? Well, here he is now. So get used to it.
Oh,
Doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose of Ratchet's character? Whatever.
wasn't Captain Quark or whatever? Wasn't he played by Sylvester Stallone in that version?
No, that's
Nope,
the one, the main bad
nope.
guy.
No,
No,
Chairman
he's-
Drek was the one who had the celebrity voice actor.
No, Quark was still voiced by Jim Ward, so he was fine. It was
Ji-
pretty much the three. It was the two mains and the side slash anti villain, I guess. I don't know what's this guy. He's just a buffoon.
It's funny
But we
enough.
still love him.
Funny enough, Jim Ward was the guy who got blown up by Goblin during that Quest Aerospace thing. He's the guy that says Colonel Slocum's our best pilot. The general that was talking to the guy talking to General Slocum with the good hair and the glasses. That was Jim Ward.
Huh.
So he was in the bunker when they got blown up by Goblin. But yeah. Tails. Yeah, the fact that they kept the voice with the cute design is just that it was perfect. So when
Oh no.
yeah, carry on. Anyway, so when the trailer dropped, and we
He's got going for dinner.
yeah, anyway,
But don't worry, folks. He'll be back. But I think by the time he's finished, we'll be in deep spoiler territory, and he can gush on and on and on, and really, he doesn't know when to stop.
but yeah. So the fact that Tails, I remember one encouraging aspect of the thing was when those eagle-eyed snooper photos started to come out, and there was a snooper photo that showed a the set getting a little
Oh yeah, where they were showing the stand-in dolls.
The stand-in
And
lighting
they actually
dolls.
And then they actually looked like they're on-screen roles this time instead of what I assumed for first movie they made that ridiculous. No, they did.
They did.
Even right down to modeling his feet.
yeah.
His bare feet. They went that extra mile. Why would you even do that?
Well, hey, lighting sources, but yeah. So, but yeah. So point is, yeah, they actually made us the stand-in, the stand-in for the CG characters, and there was Knuckles, Sonic, and Tails together on a damaged street, and we're looking at them, we're going, oh my god, they look like them. Yeah, sure, they don't have the fur texture, and it's pretty basic to get the lighting and shadow, but you're like, damn, we're Sonic heroes right there, and that was encouraging to see that they kept Tails' design. I know that people like to say, what would the others have looked like in the old design if they kept it? Well, they didn't go that far. The shots that were made for the trailer were the only finished shots they had of that model. All the other ones were like rough previs renders, and then when they went to go and redesign it, that's why they were able to swap it in. So there is no mystical man-hog cut out there. And we're not going to release that on Paramount Plus anytime soon. Yeah, I'm not going to be seeing
You just know there's gonna be fans out there that gonna be going to school to learn VFX work and replacing every single shot with that man-hog design. Of course, completely forgetting the fact that they have to kind of stick with the reason why it's creepy in the first place and have that facial expressions be bare to none.
Well, yeah. I mean,
It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to match that with the movie. It would be like, I don't know, trying to make like a marionette like do like Shakespeare.
yeah, well, it could be worse. I mean, you could be a guy who has a contractual obligation with Paramount to not shave your facial hair, and that really fucks up your reshooting habits a few days down the line. Even though the comics have a perfect reason for the character to have a beard, but that's neither here nor there.
It's fine. We forgive them now.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Point is though, I was always excited, and then the trailer actually came out, and it was just as exciting as we thought it was. Again, there's a reaction on this channel, and one of the funnier things was when we, I was just giddy seeing Tails, and yes, they did. What's funny is they redid the shot many times. Like there was the shot at the end of the post-credit sequence where Tails says, "I'm not too late," and then yeah, he was a little rough. You can tell he was a last-minute addition, but he still looked pretty good. He was more well designed. So that means that he was designed like that from the ground up. So when they redid the shot for the trailer, they did a few more renderings, and there's a little more texture differences. His shoes are actually different if you care for that kind of thing. So there's a little more.
And he also is sporting a backpack now.
Well, yeah.
He's not. Yeah, he's not going in empty-handed.
Yeah, I think they needed the backpack to explain where he got some of his Tails gadgets, because he does have gadgets in this movie. I think that if he didn't, if he was using hammer space, or if he invented it in the world itself, maybe that could have worked. But I think they that's why they made the backpack. But then if you're one of those guys who's super anal about continuity between movies, you'll be like, well, wait a second, there was no bag in the last shot, and then there's a bag in the movie sequel.
Nobody cares.
Well, yeah. I mean,
yeah, you could just toss that along with the hey, that's not Josh Brolin Thanos in the end of the first Avengers movie.
Yeah, and Thanos looks different in the Guardians, and in he has a different armor set in the Avengers: Age of Ultron end credit sequence. Yet he has this totally new, more intimidating armor design at the beginning of Infinity War, which my sister was actually like, because she always thought Thanos was kind of stupid in his old look, actually, even though it was more comic accurate.
Yeah, he just looked really stupid and not all that intimidating and not a big old threat.
But when you saw the new armor from the I'm Here in Infinity War, you thought, okay, that's a little...
Maybe, yeah. Well, finally he got off his ass.
And then in Endgame, he actually looked pretty cool when it was past Thanos. But anyway, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get on a tangent there, but you're right. It's funny how some of us get super fixated on like the little things that are like no reason to be super fixated on that. The general audience probably wouldn't really give that much of a hoot to the fact that maybe the backpack was out of frame in the old one. I don't know. He has it in this shot. The prequel comic actually makes a great extent to show you that was part of his get-up on the way before he ended up. Because, like he said in the movie, he traced that big energy surge that Sonic made when he banished Eggman the first time. That's in the baseball field. When he did the baseball field run, that burst of power was enough to be felt across the galaxy.
Ooh.
So damn, Sonic, how much power are you having in you? And that's actually what triggers a lot of the hunting going on in this movie. Is that that Sonic when he ran around in circles and made that energy surge that blacked out all the Green Hills, Tails was able to detect it from his planet and see that this Sonic's power source exists here. And like he admitted later to Sonic, he actually observed his every move enough to know that what his favorite bubble baths were.
That's kind of coming close to Starco territory, okay.
But
like, how does he see it? Like, does he actually a little camera that goes to a dimension or something like that?
Possibly, I don't know. He's
a
smart.
A tiny little visible gadget, most likely.
But I do like that. The prequel comic had him find that out. What's funny is that Longclaw's shrine. I mean, her old hut ended up becoming a sort of shrine that people pay pilgrimage to. And Tails knows where Sonic was last seen, so that was like his first start. Was like he kind of treats the Longclaw hut kind of like someone going into like an old church and stuff like that. Not like fanatical and everything, but he's at least respecting that a hero was here and realizing that Sonic was going on. And then he goes to other places. One of the places was literally Labyrinth Zone. And like there were actually in the comic, they made points to point out that the other places he was ring hopping through, were pretty much locations from the game.
I think we still made a rule that we weren't going to be spending our time just detailing every single moment that happens in this movie.
In order.
It's certainly going to be for that with like a prequel comic that not all of us are.
Yeah, I don't even know that it even existed.
Me too.
That's why I'm filling you in. Mark would know.
I honestly thought that there would be like a physical release for it, but no, apparently a digital is the way.
But yeah,
There were actually physical copies, but I think you had to have like a special promo or premiere.
Oh yeah, I think it was for the special screening at some of them. They were handing out like the comics. Well, no, don't be frustrated. We actually wanted to get the Sonic cups and toppers, and they were out of those too. We went on the third day, so yeah, that was on us. But yeah. So Tails, he comes out. What's funny is that during Knuckles' first big major incursion with Sonic, he's got him dead to rights. They're thinking, oh crap, this is actually gonna. I'm surprised that happened that early in the movie. But before he goes, when Tails traces the thing to Green Hill Zone, he actually found a cop car and had an idea, because that's a regular mode of transportation on here. Is this like something out of Terminator? Knuckles has got like Sonic pinned, and he's about to like lay the hurt down on him, and then Tails just comes in and hits him with the police car into a shed. And we find out, like, you're thinking, how is he like having a hard time reaching the steering wheel? And we found out, well, actually, he invented nifty little magnets to like push the pedal and the brakes, and only Tails can make a thing like that. I'm thinking. Oh, by the way, that seems to be like his little thing in this movie. He'll be like, only Sonic can make a joke like that.
So, geez, I guess we are finally getting ready into the spoiler territory, but I don't even know where to start. Okay, can we just start out by geeking out that they went out of the way to make Buzz Bomber drones in this movie? Like,
Yeah.
as soon as I saw the horns inside, it went, Buzz Bombers! Yes! They finally got that Batnik on the big screen!
Yeah, because the other ones were just a bunch of eggs. So I guess that gave Sonic a reason to call him Eggman in the first movie. So, yeah, but he's got like the Buzz Bombers, the eggs. Did he have a moto drone that looked kind of like the Ladybug kind of, or was it just the flyers?
You know what? Thinking back, I'm pretty sure that the Motobug was one of the, ever wonder where your tax dollars are going?
One of those guys.
In that chase, in the first Sonic movie, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was that shape and it was on a wheel. So I am dubbing that's our on-screen Motobug.
Yeah, but I want to laugh that Eggman becomes more loose from sanity, that he starts making robots that look like animals, like robot chickens and robot, ladybugs and spiders and stuff.
Or God forbid, like robot hedgehogs.
Sounds
like a stupid idea. That sounds like a stupid idea. Who wants to see that?
We do. Metal Sonic is one of our favorite bad guys from Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Mecha. It's Mecha.
Oh yeah, Metal is CD.
Yes, there's a big difference. Get it straight, dude. There's a difference between Mecha and Metal.
Well, one of them got their own series.
One is all about speed. The other is all about power.
Yeah, one of them got their own series called Mecha Madness. So yeah, I guess you're right. I bet here, like, no one calls Mecha Godzilla Metal Godzilla, right? I'm pretty sure some of that.
By the way, that quote unquote Mecha Sonic in Sonic Adventure that you see in the tube along with Metal, that is like straight up an homage to Mecha Godzilla. No joke.
That's the one that we saw. Remember we went to in Sonic Adventure and Gamma's level, and we saw the past robots. One of them was the Mecha Sonic from 3, right?
One of them was Mecha Sonic from 3 and Knuckles, and the other one was CD.
Metal. I know that. God. I hope that gets a proper reappraisal, because DX was fine and all, but no one can play that game. Well, actually, if you have like an Xbox or a PlayStation, you might go and find it on the store. But yeah, I was considering streaming that. I think I did stream a section of Japanese Tales screaming just because I thought it was funny.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, you're right. Robotnik.
So geeking out on the Buzz Bombers. And that's just only the tip of the iceberg of all the game refs that you will instantly pick up the moment you see this film.
Eggman's transportation is actually the little carrier pod that he does in the old Sonic games.
Yep.
The
That's much
the
like you
coffee
did that.
shop that the coffee shop this cohort is working in as a front is the Mean Bean, as in the Mean Bean machine.
Yeah, hell, even my friend said if he has a coffee shop and they don't call it Mean Bean Machine, the Mean Bean or anything like that, I'm going to be disappointed. And he walked out saying, I was not disappointed.
Yep. Someone else.
Yeah. And then also the prequel comic explains how Stone used Robotnik's lethal tenacity to actually take over that rinky-dinky coffee shop and turn it into that. It looks like he was actually having a successful business. He actually had a line of customers, so I'm guessing it wasn't completely terrible. Hell, they even had a good food safety rating until in order to cover for Robotnik's front, he gave it an F on purpose. But it looked like that Stone was running things pretty well. Also, Lee Duob as Stone is such a fun delight. Like he was a good little lackey for Eggman in the first one, but here he just I think you can pretty much call him this universe's Snively. Although he's not afraid of him, he's actually in love with him. If I had to say that.
I wonder what kind of equation we have for that sonic medium. I don't know. The closest I can think of is Scratch and Grounder, but they're robots. So.
But yeah, it's so funny though that it's clear that he has a great affinity for the Doctor. He respects him, he admires him, maybe he kind of likes him, but he clearly would follow this guy to the ends of the earth, which is why it's kind of callous that Robotnik would decide, hey, let's just even Knuckles called him out on that, saying it was dishonorable.
This
So
is
basically,
how I roll.
So it's basically Agent Stones is actually Dr. Robotnik's Sneeve or whatever that guy's sniffing little guy in the cart.
Snively, that's what we said, Snively.
Yeah.
But like I said, Snively's actually afraid of Robotnik and resents him. And that's his deal. I think Mark.
And also they're related.
Whereas,
yeah, that was a detail they put in like last minute to say, oh yeah, they're also related.
Like
That's
he's his
why
uncle,
he
I think?
hasn't like made a coup onto him. So
Yeah, he was the uncle.
but Stone is the funny thing about Stone is that when Robotnik goes out to get the ultimate power and become the all-powerful Dark Master, he said he's touching every corner of the universe. Stone decides to give him try to design his new wardrobe. And what's funny are all the references. In fact, you know what it kind of reminds me of? It reminds me of that part in Batman Forever when Enigma's trying to come up with the design, like Captain Kill and all that stuff. And you see Stone with like these potential outfits. One of them's a cowboy outfit. I think one of them's his French outfit from The Mask, and one of them is of course the classic suit. You know, in fact, he actually looked kind of like the '06 Robotnik because he had a fat belly and the bald head, but.
I'm actually hoping that they kind of go with that route for 3 in the future.
If Jim does decide to return.
I'm pretty sure that Paramount will do everything in their power to make sure he stays on. Even saying, okay, fine, you win. You have your fat suit.
Like really,
And
I'm like thinking, why are they against it?
I don't know. Like, I guess they just want Jim to be able to do his Jim Carrey-isms.
And maybe be recognizable at least. Maybe I don't know how he would be unrecognizable, but then again, the last time he was unrecognizable for a role, it was when he was the Grinch.
Mm-hmm.
But
So,
I do have like an in-universe reason why he would suddenly like bulk up with that much. Just like if living off on, well, to be fair, the Mushroom Planet didn't offer that much substance, so of course he would probably still be lean. But
unless he have an allergic reaction.
no, I believe that. So Eggman later on in this movie will absorb the Master Emerald and have this ultimate power thing, but it gets knocked out of him. And my brain is churning like that would be quite a huge withdrawal they would go under, wouldn't he? Like having all that power, phenomenal cosmic power, and it's just knocked out of his stomach, and it's like it's something I need to feel it. I can't feel my sanity without having this feeling to build.
So you think he's probably going to go?
The biggest, weirdest withdrawal you ever see on a person.
It'd be funny if he's like Thor, like he's super depressed by his defeat at Sonic, that he just lives off pizza and beer or donuts and coffee for like the next 2 or 3 years he's in hiding, and that's what makes him
Or I mean, that or probably for my reasons, like probably after falling from that height, his body's completely broken, so that he actually has to replace it by robotic parts, and he had a lot of stuff in his body, and therefore he got his more rounded shape.
Oh yeah,
So
that
he
would
gets
be.
to become Metal Robotnik.
Yeah, that is a thing. Like his egg drone boss from Sonic 2 kind of looks like him exactly, just a little fat and robotic, right? Do you think you
Yeah,
could keep up
that's
with
not
that?
bad.
I did also notice in my third viewing today that one of the silhouettes that Stone didn't turn to, like he stopped at like this weird. It looked like a freaking wrestler outfit, which again would probably be like a callback to another media of Sonic.
It looks like Sonic Underground, like
But
the big cape and the big thing remind me of Sonic Underground Robotnik.
but I noticed the silhouette that would have been next to me scrolled. It almost kind of looks like the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog Robotnik. It's I like the pointed head and the more bushier, like wide brim mustache. I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. They're giving a shout out to Long John's Robotnik.
Would have been funny if Jim Carrey started rolling his R's a lot more, like the Eureka! This passionate robot will show you how it's done.
Ah, Agent Stone, snooping as usual.
Oh, he should have said that. He should have said snooping as usual at some when Sonic or Tails. He should have said snooping as usual. I see. Oh, and everyone will laugh at a snooping is showing. God,
Yeah, I'm surprised that actually Stone has not been read out yet. I thought they actually. Oh yeah, which explains. They never actually seen Stone before, so that's why he remained in Green Hills.
Oh yeah, because Stone showed up after Tom left with Sonic, and I came over here and thought you should go after them. Tell me, you said you were going to go after them. Actually, I thought I should just check up on you.
Wait a minute, I thought the deputy actually saw Stone before, so.
Oh yeah, because
If
he was at the during the call. But then again, Wade Whipple isn't exactly Green Hill's finest.
I mean, does he actually even went to the coffee shop before until now?
I think I think he said he never has time to go to the coffee shop because it's always a big line. So he thought he'd go in there early today, but that's when it was closed, and that's when he found out that he was doing some secret, shady shit in there.
So, let's see what else.
But yeah, also apparently one of the outfits in the file was a maid outfit. So
yeah, just hope no one sees his browsing history. Let's just say.
But yeah, but I do like that Stone is still a super loyalist, but someone says he's not really a sycophant because a sycophant only does it out of fear. Like Starscream is a sycophant of Megatron. He'll pretend to sing his praises, but he really wants to stick that knife in him. And whenever he so much as sneezes, he thinks Megatron has fallen. I am now your leader. So that is not Stone. I think Stone has a devotion.
You were saying Starscream?
Exactly. That's like a running gag. So Stone is actually quite. I guess he must have a really good admiration of Robotnik. And Robotnik, even though he's been mostly cruel to him on all of our the things we have seen of him, he must still treat Stone enough as a guy to keep him around. That Stone's thinking I'm respected. That Stone has, because you always see these psycho.
Oh, no! I just realized only recently have we seen someone that has that much adoration for Robotnik / Eggman. The fucking Starline from the IDW comics.
Oh yeah.
Of course, at some point Starline even sees that even Eggman is infallible to his own policies. But even though he understands there's so many flaws, it's anytime he sees him in action, it's God, I want to stand this man.
But yeah, so it's nice that Stone has that kind of devotion to Robotnik, and like I said, it's borderline love for some people, and that's fine if it is. But I do love that he's still actually pretty funny in his thing. I like that he seemed kind of hurt when Robotnik tasted his favorite steamed Austrian goat milk latte, but says, I could use a little more mushroom, and he's like, oh.
I'm pretty sure he still managed to finish that drink because God help him, it's that's actually the first full drink he's ever had without spitting up half of it out.
I know this is at the beginning. Let's talk about this anyway. The fact that Robotnik spent most of his days on his on the Mushroom Planet trying to perfect coffee, at least, and with a cute little contraption that has a little Sonic running away from a ball of death and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he was able to use the quill to turn his old thing into a satellite dish, hoping to get like someone's attention with the surge. And like I mentioned, those guys that came out, the reject Knights of Ren, were pretty funny. That you have like these hunters, these Emerald Hunter guys. That's what they're called in the prequel comic. Yes, the prequel comic explained where those guys came from and how Knuckles found them. But yeah.
All of us have access to it.
Well, I went to illicit places. I'm kidding. Mark definitely has one. So yeah. Anyway, what's funny is that it shows you how dangerous Robotnik is even without his gadget robots. Where he like made like a lot of traps just to beat up those wannabe Predator Knights of Ren guys. But of course, when
and then as soon as Knuckles shows up, Robotnik makes a remark of like, "Oh, I found this quill on Earth. I can show you the way."
Oh, I just realized that might have been a subtle "Do you know the way" thing. And actually, Knuckles probably should have asked him, "Do you know the way?"
Do you know the way to my mother?
No.
She was not a fan of Uganda Knuckles.
Stop it with that.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Anyway, but speaking of Knuckles, let's go to him. Let's talk about another big reveal that people were surprised about. The fact that
if you don't like that, you're gonna hate me if I point this next one out when we get to it.
Okay, so there's another really big. Speaking of Knuckles, let's go to him. There's a really big moment that happens when we find out a little bit of his backstory about how his father was among the hunting party that went after Longclaw. In fact, we find out that the owls that Longclaw were a part of, the Order of Owls, has like a long-standing, fierce history with the Echidna tribe, because the Echidnas tried to use the Master Emerald as a way to become all-powerful and all-dangerous, and in their wisdom, the owls thought this is too much power for one being, so they kind of triggered a war over it.
And I know that he who must not be named will see that and think, "Oh, they're totally stealing my idea." It's like, no, we're stealing from Sonic Adventure. The game that introduced the Echidnas being greedy enough to want that much power from an Emerald Shrine, and were wiped out by a godlike water being.
That looks like Biolante. But yeah, you're right. That is what I think it's more a reference that some Echidnas thought, yeah, we could use this power to rule over all, and it usually bites them in the ass. Like if you remember in Sonic X/Adventure, Tikal even told them, you're not supposed to use the power this way, and they end up really paying for it. I knew this would end in a disaster, as she said. So yeah, I like how they show it off in like these stylized tapestry paintings to show you like the Echidnas got all the 7 chaos, put it into the Master Emerald, which is a thing, because we find out Knuckles was looking for Sonic because he believes Sonic has the key to finding the lost Master Emerald.
So wait,
But
the
you did. It was
Chaos
the,
Emerald that become a Master Emerald was a thing in canon?
Well,
it's not really, but I mean technically, unless you count the Chaos Emeralds being turned into Super Emeralds, which by proxy were about the same size as the Master Emerald. But to be fair, like if they were gonna do the whole introduce the emeralds, it makes sense they try to combine them, because otherwise you have to explain this MacGuffin to explain the importance of this MacGuffin and why this MacGuffin is important to find these ones, but these ones are just as important. And then there's also these other MacGuffins later on that have purpose, and just look, we'll just have our little Chaos Emeralds, we'll put them in this thing and say this whole thing, this whole package is important.
Yeah, hell, you being an Echidna fan, what did you think of when they saw the Longclaw backstory with the Echidna thing?
Well, basically, it kind of reminded me of Aliens versus Predator in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much me just gushing over the fact that basically I still see the Echidna tribe and Knuckles being that of predators from the Alien movies. But I liked the way how the visual was in terms of like just how that one Echidna just became all powerful before Longclaw and her tribe took him out.
Yeah, and it looks like the other, like it says, it drove them to extinction. It looks like, because like I said, Knuckles calls himself the last of the Echidnas. So
And that was the last time I ever saw my father.
Yeah, I guessing he didn't survive in that part. So I'm guessing Longclaw might have took a few of them down with her before she went down.
a few of them down. Tried the entire tribe.
Well, I'm guessing that the owls and the echidnas took each other out over many skirmishes until only one remained. And in that case, last man standing was Knuckles.
Actually, there were several
They-
echidnas when they were chasing Long Claw.
Yeah.
Before.
They literally specified that Long Claw was like the last of like the owls. That's why, and they were like, "It's a big deal that they actually found her."
Yeah. Well, speaking of which, also I love how she basically had an Obi-Wan Kenobi / Leia message for Sonic about how this is really what the map is for. Earth is not just a random planet. I actually want it for the Emerald, but I knew you're not ready for it yet. But basically she was like proud of him and everything. But it was basically this is our desperate hour, help me Obi-Wan Kenobi moment with Sonic, and I'm thinking, to quote Markzilla, that was a cheap move.
Yeah, just like basically just drive the plot forward. Okay.
What's funny is how he must have had that map for years, but only now has it activated. But I'm guessing it was because of the energy surge. Who knows?
Probably
He
been.
put his
prob-
thumb in his
Well,
place
he
on the
did.
page.
He wasn't just a scuffle with an echidna. Knuckles' energy was still kind of like charged up around Sonic, so maybe that mixture kind of triggered it.
Yeah.
Either he may have put his thumb on some part of the parchment and activated it.
But yeah, that's my one friend someone else, that's a screen name, always finds one little thing that will bug him for a movie, even if it's a minor thing. In Mortal Kombat, it was the fact that Shinnok's amulet was out in the open like that, which I would agree, yeah, it's kind of stupid to have that out there. In Godzilla King of the Monsters, the fact that Monster Zero, a very dangerous alien space monster, only has like 13 people guarding it before a small group of terrorists take it all out.
It's in Antarctica. Who the hell is gonna go out to go to Antarctica on a whim?
Yeah, not to mention we're not expecting to fight humans.
Yeah, and then of course the funniest one we laugh at is Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City. The fact that Leon fires a missile that close to the Birkin monster on top of everybody. He says everybody except Leon should probably be crispy right now. He said, I don't like. At least in the games, they give you distance between you shooting the tyrant with the rocket launcher, so the explosion blows up the tyrant but doesn't kill you. But the way it was framed in Raccoon City on that confined space made him say, that rocket launcher should have killed everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So the result of its complete utter annihilation is just minor redness irritation.
But yeah, so his thing was the Emerald just activates the map. It gets the plot moving. The MacGuffin gets the plot moving, and that's the one thing. But yeah, I do like the history of the echidnas, and we do see that there is a bit of Knuckles feeling. He's not just this, like it's funny that Robotnik calls him ultimate evil, living up to the hype, but it's not that Knuckles is evil. He's just focused. Even his rap song from Adventure shows that Knuckles is a very focused individual. Like in the games, his loyalty was to the Master Emerald. So when he got this mischievous stalker telling him, hey, this guy's going to steal your rock, I mean, it's really what I'm going to do, but I'm going to say that this blue guy's stealing it, of course Knuckles is going to try to kill this guy.
So let's see. Let's just talk about that funny ass scene wherever Knuckles is reading the phone messages Sonic and
Oh,
Tower
yes. So
watching TV. Dot 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 dot.
all right, I think Mark is ready to come back in.
So, anyways, you're gonna hate me for this, sisters. I'm gonna bring it up, and you're never gonna unsee it. So when Robotnik is displaying the visual imaging and showing where the hedgehog is, and you see like this little miniature thing, and you remember, it's the scene where Knuckles smashes it, say "tiny magic hedgehog destroyed."
Yeah.
So you notice that he has red eyes for some reason. I guess Robotnik is trying to demonize him.
Well,
You kind of look at that and you realize, is that a passing reference to Sonic.exe?
Oh yeah, kind of. Well, I didn't notice it up close, but I think Mercer would say, "Good, Knuckles destroyed the evil hedgehog."
good, yeah, because that thing legit gave me nightmares. I had to seek therapy. But still,
I didn't notice that.
I did not. I probably got to watch it a second time to notice it. But I could have sworn when I did see it, it did look like Sonic.exe.
It was like red dot eyes against a black face, and the rest of the body obviously is like colored blue normal, but I guess Robotnik is just like trying to still goad Knuckles as being like, hey, you're on my side. We're getting rid of this pestering evil hedgehog that's like thwarting our efforts.
Yeah, and Knuckles, yeah. But I find it funny, what this was a stupid little minor thing, but it's funny how Sonic calls Knuckles the Winter Soldier when he's skiing down him on the mountain. When I think the more appropriate way to use that line would have been when he was tearing apart the car, because Bucky gets on top of cars and Mark's back. Oh, hi, Mark.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, sorry, I had to go. Hi. Mark.
So Mark, you remember the holographic Sonic that was being displayed before Knuckles smashed it?
Tiny Magic Hedgehog destroyed.
Yeah. Hey, have you ever noticed the face of the tiny Sonic imaging looks kind of like the Sonic.exe?
I
Eyes,
actually
dark
cannot
face.
follow that. Too creepy for me.
But yeah,
But you see the image though.
Yeah.
we were also pointing out how when Agent Stone did the possible looks for future Overlord Robotnik, how he had it reminded me of the Riddler scene from Batman when he's choosing his outfits. But it was funny to see that he had a cowboy outfit, and of course the classic Robotnik, of course.
A maid outfit.
And they even pointed out.
And I noticed that one of the silhouettes that Stone didn't scroll to, it almost looked like Long John's Robotnik from the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. You know, the
Just
pointed head, the
Adventures of
more
Sonic.
bushy mustache.
But yeah, so I was just saying a little point. Sonic jokes that Knuckles is like the Winter Soldier when he's chasing him on the mountain. I think the more appropriate time to say that Winter Soldier joke would have been when Knuckles was tearing apart the cop car, because I remember the Winter Soldier Bucky vividly jumping on top of moving cars, ripping out the steering wheels, and throwing guys into oncoming traffic. And I thought that would have been more like,
But they were literally in a winter environment.
But there's really nothing to make Sonic call him the Winter Soldier at that point.
I actually would have to
But
agree.
I think it's the fact that he's tough and serious and not joking is very relentless.
Also keeping it ambiguous if he's referring to the movie or the comic.
Oh yeah, but also I do like the part with the. Can you explain the story between me and Clifford, the big red rage monster over there? Yeah.
Honestly in canon, was Knuckles really that dim-witted, or was he actually just that naive?
He's naive.
Look. Let's just contextualize here. Where is Knuckles the first time we see him ever in the history of Sonic? He's all alone on a floating island, high up in the sky, away from civilization or other people, for pretty much his entire life. So of course he's going to be a little bit naive, a little bit out of sorts.
Gullible.
But to his core, he is still a proud warrior, a little bit of a trickster, and able to outwit his opponents.
Yeah.
But mostly used by Brawn.
Even in Sonic X, he's a little naive to the ways of Earth, but he still has his honor and his intensity. For example, he only goes after Sonic when Robotnik gives him this sob story of how Sonic is keeping the emeralds on purpose because he wants to stay here and doesn't care about the rest of us. That selfish hog. You remember? And that's why he fights him until Sonic tells him, "Hey, Knuckles, use your head. Why would I do that when Robotnik's the one over there trying to get the emerald?" And I remember in one episode.
What is he doing? All Eggman wanted to do was to live in peace.
I remember there was a montage where they showed every single time Robotnik has given Knuckles that sob story of, "I swear I've reformed, but help me, Knuckles," and but it was
Wait, does he get constantly tricked in Sonic? I thought that was the only time that happened in that show.
No. It happened a few other times in season 2 and season 3. So when Robotnik tried that again, Knuckles did have even Sonic told him, "Think, Knuckles," and they literally had a flashback to every time Robotnik's done the whole, "Knuckles, I swear I'm good, but please help me out this time.
Please give me the Chaos Emerald.
Please." Yeah, it's and I think Knuckles has a good heart. That's the thing, but So people can take advantage of that. So I know people like to see this angry jock, but no, Knuckles does have a sensitive side.
I mean,
At least thank goodness they didn't actually go with Sonic based on Sonic Boom Knuckles.
yeah.
But I love that guy.
Well, he did a little.
Although I think I've already said it in our last video, but he is kind of like a little bit in the middle of that design where he's like slightly taller than his co-stars.
He's not quite a meathead.
And a little bit more buffer, but I think it's more of the fur, and also the fact that the boxing gloves makes his hands a little bit more meatier, I guess is the word.
I did see a reviewer. I did see a reviewer.
Are we going to talk about Arlo?
No. But I did see another guy who they normally review all types of movies, and they brought up how Sonic worked and everything, but because he's a kid, and pardon me, sorry, but they made fun of the fact that Knuckles' design looks one way on paper, and then in a game and in a cartoon that makes sense. But when you see like this big ass serious guy with like the Idris Elba's voice and everything, and those boxing gloves for him, that's just stupid. I laughed out loud on the screen, and the other guys were saying that's how he looks. Yeah, I'm sorry, I know that's how he looks, but he admitted for him, he couldn't get over the fact that why is there this red porcupine with dreads and a perm, with boxing gloves of all things. That made him laugh more than anything, and it was funny. So. I think for Sonic fans, the fact that it was him straight out of the game, 3D, was great. And I think people who aren't into this is a new thing for them. They'll be like, why does the Red Rat have boxing gloves?
Well, he basically is a climber. He uses it to climb.
Yeah, in fact, we geeked out when he fell off the cliff with the police car, but he attaches himself to the wall with the spikes on his fist. And he was like climbing. We said he climbs up just like in the game. He didn't climb up as fast as he does in the games, but he was still climbing up the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Also, in my third viewing, I was keeping my keen eye open, and yes, he is technically gliding. He does it after he breaks the Splash Hill water truck and taking that huge leap to land on that police car as it's in motion. That's
Also,
a legit
did
glide. You
anyone catch
cannot.
the name on that water truck?
Yes, Splash Hill. Yes, Smashing Sonic 4. Like that's such a new concept, I'm sure. But also, as soon as the cop car itself is falling over, he makes this huge leap, and you see like this arc of energy just until he hits the wall. So, yes, he glides, but as he points out later in this movie, he is 1,000,000% muscle. So
That's
gravity
why-
is kind of hitting him harder.
That's why Tails has a hard time lifting up that heavy meathead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he could have glided at that point after like getting close. He could drop him.
But yeah, so like I was saying, Knuckles. What were we talking? Oh yeah, we also brought up the fact that.
Yes. He also has the same running animation as he does in Sonic Adventure, where will get into a running start and then like put his arms back as this like beat or stop him mad.
Naruto, he'll Naruto run.
Yeah.
But
Also, let's see here. So I guess that they also adapted Tails' translator device that he for some reason is able to have it from Colors onward as a smaller portable device, although it doesn't work out as intended when talking.
It's officially called the Miles
with
Electric.
just like
the Miles Electric.
just like it's
so-
called inside Sonic Colors. Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't realize that was a Sonic Colors reference, but yeah, the fact that it mistranslated that Russian barmaid's words definitely is a callback to Colors with a horrible body
I
odor.
figured it out on the second I saw it. That was a reference to Sonic
I
Colors.
only caught it now that you brought it up, but yeah, you're right. Because remember, this whole thing was translating the energy as horrible body odor.
Yeah, ice cream.
That's funny.
But yeah, but it's funny how he saw it.
I do kind of like that they do have that little bit of a detour, and I know people are like, "Oh, this is the bar scene all over again." But if you think about it, this is taking place at night in a different country with different culture aspects, so it's kind of tangentially like Sonic Unleashed.
It is kind of cute that they're about to be killed for being found out that Tails calls out basically accidentally called out a Russian.
Vodka!
What is that? And it's a Russian dance battle, and it was actually funny. But I gotta say, they did put on a hell of a show. when Sonic said just follow my lead and they started playing the Bruno Mars song, which I do like that song. So I actually did get into that dancing. Tails does that cute thing with the holograms, basically double teaming, which is it comes to play later in the movie, but it's so cute to see him do that little hologram thing with like six Tails like dancing with him and everything.
And they
Also-
were total dumbasses.
Also, Tails is whenever he's dancing. I noticed Tails' moves are almost kind of like how Tails moves when you get like the what is it called, the feather ribbon or that
Warrior
power up
feather.
in Sonic, the warrior feather. So he's
no,
like
no,
spinning
it's
around
not
his-
Amy.
Like where his
Rhythm
tail
band.
spin like a turbine.
That's the one.
The-
Rhythm badge.
Yeah, the rhythm feather.
Badge.
Rhythm badge. So
Yeah,
yeah, he's moving exactly with it. Like he's like flipping, spinning around with his tails like wide out.
and like I mentioned this in our non-spoiler review, but I did like I pretty much flat out awed so hard when Sonic tucks Tails into bed, and then his little tails wrap around Sonic, like aw, like that.
Oh yeah, and also there's like a brief moment where Sonic did the Sonic Adventure.
Adventure
pose.
One pose. As soon as I saw it, it's like
He did.
yes,
He
these
did.
Everybody was
people
Yeah.
are
cheering like that one.
fucking heroes.
Oh, and when they became Sonic Heroes at the end with the whole fist pump and everything, like, oh my god, I think we yelled out Sonic Heroes.
Mhm.
And also there's a dance out. Didn't they actually did like a combo attack from Sonic Heroes where Tails grabbed onto Sonic, did this spinning round, which was later used later on in the movie.
Yeah, you're
Yes, they did. It was
Also counts
Also-
as a shout out to the rolling combo from Sonic 4.
Oh yeah, it's part 2.
right. Yeah, and I know most people would probably say we have the.
Is it weird? I haven't played Sonic 4 Part 2 yet.
It's fine.
I'm pretty sure I still have it in my hard drive in my Xbox.
You
Like,
gotta
I
have
bought it, but I
Sonic
just
4.
never got-
You have to also have the episode 1 too.
I played episode 1. Like for a while I had the lucky theme from Splash Hill be my ringtone.
But yeah, I know
I
most.
was referring to the fact that there's a bonus episode unlocked if you have both on the same system.
Yeah, that's why I bought the other one, because I knew, oh hey, I already got this, so I'll get this, and then I'll get the middle episode.
So I was I know most people would say this is one of those childish detours in any family film where you got to have like the pop song with the animated characters like reacting to it, but it worked well in the case of this movie. I understand, but
It's like derived from like the stereotypical.
Plus, it also has to be there to set the whole like relationship arc that Sonic has with Tails. Because remember, in the games, they're really tight, but this movie gives us an opportunity to at least see that. Because really, in the games, the most we ever got was like Tails is being alone, walking around, and then whoosh, Sonic goes by, and it's like, whoa, hey, I want to follow that guy. And that's it. That's all we get out of that. To be fair, Sonic X gives us the backstory of like Tails finds him, but then also finds the tornado and decides to fix it up. And Sonic notices that his plane's being fixed and says, if you actually fix it up pretty well, you can actually keep it.
Aw.
Oh yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, like Sonic actually mentioned the butt copter.
Oh yeah, only Sonic the Hedgehog would call it a butt copter.
Yeah,
are you
I like
flying?
it how Tails actually taking it in stride.
I like how he's all like, "Did you turn your helicopter into a butt? Your butt into a helicopter? Fuck! How did I fuck that up?" Anyway, oh my god, but I do like that dance moment. It's a cute moment, but you gotta admit, they danced so hard that the Russian breakdancer couldn't keep up, and he just passed out. This was pretty funny, actually. I think he might have died. I don't know.
I thought like, I don't think this is gonna be a fight off per se. And then as soon as to see another cut shot of like this band with the accordion, I thought, oh, okay, a dance off, because we're in a kids movie. We can't have that much violence without the actual bad guy involved.
But yeah, yeah, okay, let's talk about the other probably like part that people are saying might have been a little bit too much, but I didn't mind it too much, was the whole we got to give Tom and Matt.
Well, yeah. So you're probably wondering, hey, weren't there humans in this in like the first movie? Like, did we just kind of ignore them? It's like, now they actually smartly give a reason for them to kind of be out of the way. They're on vacation to the 4 seasons in Hawaii.
Nice.
Yes.
Which looking at the locale of it, total Emerald Coast vibes. I'm just saying, I got the Adventure Caves on my mind.
Oh my God, Sonic!
Like, as soon as I saw it, it's like, I should be here in Emerald Coast by now.
At one point, Sonic should have ran into an orca when he was running across the river.
I think that would have been too much. I think like the tidal waves are like it's intense enough.
Yeah, you're right. But yeah, so anyway, point is, the other point you're probably hearing about is the fact that we had to keep Tom and Maddie out of the way, Mr. Wachowski, while Sonic house sits. So their backstory is that sister from the first movie, who was always like mad at Tom for some reason, is going to be getting married, and she seems to have buried the hatchet. But she did tell Tom if he messes up her wedding in any way, he's a dead man. So it's like, something's going to happen because of that.
Yeah.
Chekhov's gun.
I think kind of already seen that if you see the second trailer.
Yeah, I gave it away, to be honest, but yeah, it's funny enough. I think Rachel, the sister, was a little more likable in this one, and when you find out what they did to her, you can't help but feel like, yeah, you have every right to be pissed when that happened.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for me, I actually kind of noticed like the whole ring thing, like Sonic seems to be like you wasting the rings. Like, doesn't he have like a finite amount of ring?
He does, but then like I think Robotnik shot the bag out of his hand, and he had no way to get them in time during the avalanche, so he needed Tom's ring.
He's got 4 rings now, thanks to Tails.
Oh yeah.
And I also like to think that since he had time to recoup at like an actual place instead of a cave and have to worry about hiding out, since like all of Green Hills is pretty much chill that they have a alien hedgehog in their neighborhood. He managed to probably like had a quick jump out and try to find some like spare rings.
Oh, I did notice though that he did use some of them willy-nilly, like when he used the rings to get some Oreo thins, which some people joke like, why did you get the thins, man? The regular ones are right there.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes you wonder, like, if he actually went from Seattle to Green Hills, why didn't I actually use it in Seattle to go back to Green Hills automatically instead of running all the way until the morning?
Well, he needs to keep those rings.
Dude, you're talking about Sonic the Hedgehog. The dude lives for running around.
Oh, by the way, speaking of the Seattle scene, him trying his little Blue Justice stint, where someone could have gotten hurt, but man, you are terrible at this.
Your attitude is not
your
helping.
attitude is not helping.
Yeah, and what's funny is how Sonic remembers, oh yeah, I can go really fast, and he manages to derail that entire armored car into just its bottom platform.
Although, I'm sorry to say, but hearing him just talk about the whole Blue Justice and trying to be like Batman, to be honest, no offense, I love the movie, but it kind of made me cringe a bit.
Well, he's a kid, and for kids, being a superhero is like, I mean, hell, with Longclaw and...
Remember, this is the same guy who was flossing in the previous movie.
Yeah, but
right.
Tom did say, though, you are just a kid. This whole Batman stuff is going to get someone hurt, but...
Also that entire scene with Sonic and Tom having their talk, they're in the middle of fishing. Just like another aspect of Sonic that does that.
Oh, yeah. Big?
In fact, if you actually
he was actually implementing Sonic Adventure at the last minute.
Oh yeah. Derek?
But, yeah, I was honestly hoping to see like a frog swimming in the water.
Oh yeah, that would have been
not Froggy, not Froggy, just like an actual like frog just swimming, because they're ample swimmers. That would have been cute if they like put it in there, but it would probably been like a little tiny detail.
And people would have been like this, and you'll see like 30 articles saying why Big the cat is coming to the Sonic movies because of that one little frog if they did that.
Anyways.
But yeah.
But speaking of game characters in the movies.
We're getting there, but we're getting there. We're
not there yet. We're still
I'm not talking about him.
Or them.
Or them. You don't know. During the human plot.
Oh, yes. That this ties back to the wedding. So people say that wedding thing took up too much time, could have been shortened. Well, it does set up an important aspect of Sonic lore. Like, if you're not into Sonic lore, it does kind of, like, come out of nowhere. But if you're like us, we're like, oh, shit. So, anyway, like I said, the whole backstory is that Rachel's getting married to this really nice guy by the name of, was it Kyle?
Randall.
Randall. This guy who's, like, an absolute Chad, good-looking, polite. You're thinking, man, she found herself quite a keeper. He's a little good. Maybe a little too good. And he has a posse that is very Top Gun.
What he called the squad.
Very military, if I might add. Military. So when Sonic goes to that whole Siberian avalanche shit and almost gets killed.
Which, by the way, just a quick aside, the mountain they go to, it looks like straight up like the Paramount Mountain you see in their Plus commercials.
How cute.
So you just know that in the future that when they get the rights to show Sonic the Hedgehog 2, they'll frame that entire commercial out, just like they did with Batman Forever with, "Can I persuade you to take a sandwich, sir?" Okay, George, do.
But yeah, so what's funny is that Tom made a stupid thing where he was doing a cute little trick with the ring bearer girl, who's his niece, JoJo.
With JoJo.
And he switches his emerald ring with the actual wedding ring. And right when they're going to do the ring shit is right when Sonic calls. So that's when he throws the ring and realizes, oh crap. So, Rachel's going to ring him alive. Once he does do the ring thing, all of the avalanche comes through. And then we get surprised when Sonic suddenly gets tased by all the wedding guests. So it turns out it was all a setup.
Yeah, ridiculous setup. But
a very convoluted setup that really relied on a lot of coincidences to happen on that very moment.
But yeah, turns out.
Although you could argue that if those coincidences didn't happen, maybe they would have been proven wrong for what they were trying to attempt. But since it happened, they knew they were right about it, so they believe that Sonic is an uncontrollable alien to be detected.
And the organizer of this little operation,
the Olive Garden guy.
Yeah.
Who is actually pretty much the movie's version of the gun commander from Shadow's game.
Yeah, hell, when he said I thought they were FBI or CIA, and I told my sister they should have been called Gun, and he says, we are the Guardian Unity, he said
Guardian Unity Nations.
And we go, Gun!
Yeah.
Even they're all, seriously, you're calling yourself Gun?
Seriously, Gun? Yeah, Gun.
Yeah, even he admits, like,
But,
yeah, it's called Gun.
I knew, like, I kind of forgot, but I knew that Gun was going to be involved because we've seen step photos and we saw that G emblem on there, and a lot of us Sonic aficionados look at it, it's like, huh, so they're gonna input Gun in this.
Yeah,
and I hope they're not trying to shoehorn that much game lore into one movie.
What's funny though is that we kind of geeked out when the military came to mobilize against the Mean Bean Machine place when they realized Robotnik was there, and they were all wearing the Gun uniforms out of the games, like the Westopolis level from Shadow the Hedgehog.
Mm.
But yeah.
Yep. So yeah, for at least a good portion of the movie, the leads, like Sonic, Tails, and even Tom Wachowski is detained. So we're left with his wife and his sister-in-law,
who's rightfully pissed off at her groom for setting her up in a place called an operation called Operation Catfish of all things. So that adds even more insult to injury. Hell, Randall's trying to calm her down, but the Olive Garden guy's like, "Oh no, we knew it was a setup." Is even the priest the gun guy? And in the Bible there's a taser pistol.
Also,
that was a bit much.
Commander, it's revealed that Randall's last name is Handel.
Randall Handel. Come on.
I realized that on my second viewing.
I mean, I was actually kind of disappointed that Gary Chuck did not return.
Oh yeah.
I thought he was actually supposed to be a better commander-looking guy.
But yeah, what Gary Chalk as the I liked him. He actually looks a lot more like the.
No, that means you have had to make a likable character hateable.
But yeah, because
the first guy was already kind of annoying. It's so you see this pulse in your country, and your first thought is, hey, let's send in this nut bag that has all these robot drones.
And
it's all about robots.
And when you want to pay hush money to the family to keep them occupied, you give them not just a gift card, but a $50 gift card. I'm all like, from Uncle Sam, I'm all thinking, come on, guys, $50 at Olive Garden, you could have, $75 maybe.
No, 1,000.
And Olive Garden of all places
But like this,
Hey, the never-ending pasta bowl.
it's true. But $50,
Friends.
I laughed. Hell, even when you said, I laughed when he said when Randall felt so terrible. Like after what I did to Rachel, I don't know. He said, "Go, don't worry. We'll send her a gift card." I'm like, of course, the Olive Garden guy would say that.
Mhm.
I'm guessing.
And it also makes sense why he's so insufferable.
But yeah.
Because he's basically the movie version of the guy who had a hate boner for Shadow.
Yeah. But I think Gary.
I said in our own like DM chats as soon as you put it out, it's like, huh, I was wondering why I was just having like this seething, unending hatred for this guy.
But what's funny though, I think Gary Calk is more like that character from the Shadow game. But the Olive Garden guy is he might be
Really?
more.
I really don't see it.
I mean, Gary Chuck also did the voice
then
of
again, I'm
Robotnik
talking
in
to
the
a guy
cartoon.
that thought the original Sonic design wasn't that bad.
Well, come on, Gary Calk was the guy saying, "You're not thinking of sitting in who I think you think." Yeah, he's the one that says like, yeah.
No, it's not. It's the No, it's the guy who suggests an EMP.
But nothing has that kind of hardware. I remember he was the guy in Godzilla 2014 who said, "Seismic activity? Seismic has an earthquake? Are you talking earthquakes?"
I also find that like, he also has like a thing for Sonic too because he was actually Robotnik in the Sonic
Underground.
cartoon show.
Underground. I think.
Yeah.
And he was also in Adventures.
But yeah, so gun is a
Around
thing.
that.
What's funny is we find out that Tails was packing some serious heat in his gadget bag.
Yep. Good old Tails.
Which makes you wonder, like, why aren't they going to have that much trouble at the Siberian place if he literally had a laser gun in this thing?
Blows up a whole
You can just
cake.
pull it out. It's like, step back! This thing is loaded.
Yes, it's a family show. It's for kids.
But yeah, so
They literally give this as an accessory to the movie Tails figure.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
the Tails figure has a gun.
I was hoping that would just be a merchandise only thing because we all know Tails prefers a hand cannon.
No, we know he prefers dummy rings.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Oh, but in Sonic Battle he has a hand cannon.
But yeah, so
Which I've never actually played that game, but I know what you're talking about because I'm pretty sure it made a quick Blinky missed it in that Nozzle Unleashed short.
it was so funny when Rachel took the golf cart to attack Randall and had that look of "you dead man." I'm thinking, yeah, that guy's in trouble. And then of course he saves her from the Olive Garden guy. And they punches out his commander, and it turns out, yeah, they do like each other. And I like how they kept flying a plane that says Randall and Rachel forever with the biplane, which I'm pretty sure was going to be the Tornado. But then
It is.
Yeah, it is. It's literally the same paint job, the same design. It's the biplane. They wouldn't have added that little.
Yeah, they
It flies
just
twice.
set it up
I know.
for Tails getting it later.
Yeah, I mean, I saw people in theater were literally pointing it out like, "Oh my gosh, it's a tornado!"
yeah, before the tornado even shows up. And what it is sad. You do feel concerned for Tails being out of it for the second half when
Tails hurt.
he got hurt bad. And
Like,
even
yeah, I was actually literally raged like, "You hurt Tails, me kill you."
yeah, hell, even Sonic's all like, listen, this guy looked up to me and I basically got him killed, so I'm doing this alone. But yeah, I did. It was nice.
But thankfully after that little bridal side story happens, we actually get back to the plot and see Robotnik and Knuckles reaching to this
The
certain
Mystic
isle that leads
Ruins.
to.
It is. Like,
It does look a lot like Mystic Ruins with a little bit of Labyrinth Zone inside.
do you feel that wedding sequence went on longer than it should have? Would you have cut out anything out of it if you had?
Probably not.
Probably
It
some of
seemed
it.
Rachel for me.
Definitely, we
I-
should have kept
I-
that for the Bride's Rage Zilla mode.
Honestly, I really would have liked to see more of Maddie because I really didn't care that much for Rachel in the first movie because she was kind of like a bit of a brat.
Yeah.
And I thought like this moment was like, oh cool, we're gonna have more Maddie. And it's like, nope, she gets overrun and just needs Rachel's help. And then we just cut away to just focus on Rachel more and all of a sudden we just come back and Maddie's like, oh yeah, I already got the mission done. It's like, what, seriously, you literally have his bag of tricks. You didn't even show us. Oh,
Budget, I'm guessing. But anyway, yeah. So what's funny is I like how Knuckles and Robotnik have to go the long way through this maze, and Sonic kind of just literally speeds through it when it's his turn to do it. But work harder, not smart.
Yeah, but I think the
They actually
implication is
didn't-
that Eggman and
actually-
Knuckles also dodged all the booby traps.
Yeah, but
But
wasn't
I
it
was-
later
I-
on that Eggman and Knuckles pretty much did shortcut its way by punching through those walls to get to the door?
Yeah.
but as I was gonna say, this is the moment we definitely got to
What happened
see
again?
all of like.
I'm gonna go.
You have a chance to talk, but you're not talking.
I'm letting you guys take the lead.
Well, yeah. Well, if you have something to say it. Come on, we're live right now. Don't do this in front of me.
No, I'm gonna go. You guys can do it.
I have you on the poster. I brought you here for a reason. I could have just done this 3 easy, but no. So, do you have something to say? Because we brought up the wedding thing and everything like that. Do you have anything to say on that part?
Well, I mean, I found it funny.
But like I said, I kind of laughed because I thought that the Randall looked just like that meme of the bearded Chad man.
Yeah. I mean, if I were to cut some of it, maybe not really. I mean, it was a good comedy laugh.
Wait, because it is a comedy film.
Yeah.
Oops. Yeah, sorry.
So,
Did you talk about Knuckles' backstory yet?
Yeah, we did that when you were away. We brought up how the Edorak was referenced with the all-powerful Echidna Emerald.
Interject.
Whatever. And he who must not be named, but that's one of the reasons he's suing. Because he thought, oh, this is exactly the character that I made from that comic that I had authorship over. Like, guy.
now it's now.
And I hate the other writer for actually making him interesting.
Yeah. So,
So, I guess
Also, Kid Knuckles was adorable.
He
yes, he
did
was.
look really cute in the little war paint.
oh, he wanted to go fight with Daddy. I think Knuckles might have seen his dad die if he did go with that fight, though.
And I think about it, if he did, that would have been traumatizing for him, and he probably would have
Or
even
he
hate
died
Sonic
himself.
more.
Or he would have died himself.
Yeah, but that was a great moment when Sonic does admit, hey, listen, that day messed up both of us. I lost my mother figure, you lost your father. Like, we more of the same, like, and if it wasn't for Tails thinking Sonic needed help and, just everything, I think Knuckles might have turned a leaf at that point, but he called him a deceiver for, talking him down and enough for Tails to get a shot in.
You're this close, but Tails, you just had to play the hero.
But you can't help but feel for Knuckles when he's doing his ultimate fight with Sonic and everything, and then Eggman has to use his Eggman tricks and whoop, take the emerald and leave Knuckles to
And that was after Knuckles had saved his life from the trap earlier.
And he just tells him, "Yeah, I'm gonna leave you to die." Basically, he's like, "No way! I thought we were friends." And Eggman thought that was a laugh. Like that poor Knuckles, the hurt on his face when he found out he was bamboozled.
I kind of had a little bit of a chuckle when like Jim pretty much just went through his like iconic different laughs.
Like the Grinch laugh.
That was like the Grinch laugh, the Riddler laugh, and I think even
Ace Ventura, probably.
I think he even no, I was gonna say channeled a little bit of his Count Olaf interpretation of.
You know what would have made that little bit perfect, right?
What?
If he did Mike Pollock's Eggman laugh as well.
He did do. What's funny is when he was when he makes the giant Robotnik machine egg.
That big robot.
He basically, his microphone voice did sound like Pollock. Even my sister and my friend pointed that out. That like inside the robot he would sound like himself, but outside the robot the voice would sound a little raspier, kind of like the way Mike would. And she's good friends with, I mean, not like friends, but she does follow closely Mike Pollock's social media things and listens to him and
Yeah, I'm
everything.
friends with him on Facebook. Basically, yeah, I would say Jim Carrey was trying to do a Mike Pollock impersonation with the robot.
Well, hell, even James Rolfe's review went up, and he said how in the first movie Jim Carrey was basically being 90s Jim Carrey, but over here he felt more like he was actually referencing the Robotnik character from the series and everything, so it felt like he was playing more Robotnik than just playing himself.
Plus, it's understandable why he's a bit more over the top in the sequel.
Yeah, his grasp on sanity is loosening. But
Whoa, he lost what little sanity he had left.
oh, so
can we discuss about like this? This is probably like the most like visceral on-screen fight we've ever seen Sonic and Knuckles get into. Like,
hold the mic. I got it.
literally the day of the first time I actually watched the movie, hours before, I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna put up cracking Knuckles from Sonic X, and just like, yeah, kind of give this up like a little bit of like an appetizer, and it was just entertaining, but it did feel like it kind of ended short and was kind of wasted by the whole like, hey, let's get Tails and Amy over without like raising suspicion for the other humans. But even Sis pointed out and gleefully like squeals every time she sees it, they do reference Knuckles' haphazard punching of Sonic and him dodging. Like,
You know, for a guy named Knuckles, you're really bad at punching.
Stand still and die like a warrior!
But what's great?
Definitely a
let me give
reference
it
to
back
Sonic
to
X fight.
Yeah, I thought about it. The answer is no.
But
And
yeah, it was after the whole emerald gets stolen and they fall in the water. You gotta admit, I was kind of like, oh my god, just like the games when Sonic was under the water and Knuckles was stuck and he had to Sonic had to breathe in a bubble just to keep his air so he can get Knuckles out.
That was a reference to
then
the
pretty
a
games.
little
I'm-
time, then the
I'm
time
pretty
countdown
sure a
to
lot
the
of
drowning sequence. It was running in my head when
Okay,
that was
so-
happening.
I was paying attention with my ears close to the theater sound system. And I did hear for at least a brief moment, it's like dun 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 dun
Yeah.
dun. But they don't really intensify that. But it's like Hulkenberg at least tried, okay. So it's still there, but it just had to be drowned out by the typical movie dramaticness.
Well, you're talking about the asshole who took Hans Zimmer's Great Flight score and made it rather mediocre in Superman: The World Lion Rising and I'm a Fan of Justice scene. And made the Godzilla, not Godzilla, Raisin Bran theme in GBK.
Well, I would say I would have given the movie probably like a solid 10 or 11. But the music score, I couldn't even hear much of it. It was just background.
Well, it was great. I did retain Robotnik's theme, that little bam, 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 bam. And Sonic's own hero theme, that bam, 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 bam. That little heroic theme he had from the first one.
Yeah, but really, all the music, it's just generic
Well,
background.
because even in the first Sonic movie, they stuck. Hell, he did stick in the Green Hills as a little piano motif when they're repairing the shop. But
That wasn't him. That was John Baptiste.
I was hoping that the Emerald Hill at least, or even Sky Sanctuary would have gotten a little nod musically at one point in this thing. But I guess Tommy Boy has a lot of project on his plate and has to kind of
And again, that wasn't him. That wasn't him who did that piano piece.
I know. But anyway, yeah. So I'm
Super Eggman.
Oh yeah, but point is though.
Is no one gonna notice that the design of the Super Eggman suit, they just flat out ripped off from the Game Apologist?
Actually, it looks just like the Onceler from the Lorax.
No. Just look up Game Apologist.
I know who he is.
The jacket is mostly black and green outlines. Like even he says like, "Oh, okay, so you decided to take my butt counter joke and also my luck. Why don't you just invite me to these premieres?"
It's a joke, but yeah. But what's funny though is that we did laugh for some reason. It's kind of funny just because Jim Carrey has a funny performance in his body language when he comes floating out of the shop to like meet Gunn. It's like Magneto if Magneto was Ace Ventura.
Cerebro Magneto.
But I like how, yeah, he's not even afraid of all those guns because he's like, you got no funding, none of this, none of your cute little toys.
You want to see how big a man I can really be?
Of course, he opened himself up for that one, and yeah.
And then he legit pulls a Metal Overlord makeover by just disassembling every heavy
Metal
machinery
Mhm.
in the vicinity, even the blue Sonic Adventure train that's just minding its own business before it gets picked up.
What's funny is that also he's doing chaos control without saying chaos control. Every time he teleports, I'm just thinking in my mind chaos control. Every time he just. Oh, I'm making an awful lot of reference to Adventure too. I wonder if that's going to be relevant.
Hey,
Oh yeah,
doesn't
then there's the gun
doesn't
chopper.
that help? Yeah, the chopper has the initials SA2 on the top underneath the propellers.
Oh, yeah, how cute.
When I first
come
saw
on, you
that,
didn't
it was
notice?
obvious.
Yeah, I did too. And then, but yeah, what's funny though is how that's when Tails comes in with a tornado. They don't tell us how he got the tornado, but I'm guessing since it was a gun airplane, it was not just a wedding plane for the thing. It actually did have the guns and everything inside it, and Tails probably figured out how to use it right away.
Actually, he put his device.
No, those were definitely modifications from Tails.
They're painted yellow, for God's sake. Come on.
He's pretty fast to modify a regular biplane into a combat machine. Although my
Remember,
sister,
this
No, actually, I think what he did is he actually has like a laser weapon and he magnetically attached it to the biplane.
I know. Me and my sister said we wouldn't have been surprised if halfway through the movie, the biplane just transformed into a walker or transformed into the X tornado.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But to be fair,
X tornado is heavily underrated.
To be fair, the first tornado never got that, like, transformation. It was tornado
Certainly
Mark
would have
II.
been better
Yeah.
than how Boom treated it.
Yeah. So of course, I like how Knuckles attacks the robotic robot. All of them do it, and he points out, we just did our best attacks, and it did nothing to him.
Which, to be fair, he punched a 700-foot pair of fingers in one punch, and it actually worked. So, yeah, he's not really being bragging about it.
But yeah,
Those are his best attacks.
but I do love how I don't think this was an intentional callback to Transformers and the enemy scrotum. But I do like how Knuckles keeps suggesting, why don't we hit him in the groin?
Keep hitting him in the groin.
Until Sonic realized, wait. I'm his groin. I'm his weakness.
Well, after hearing Eggman scream hedgehog again.
It would have been cool if Robotnik yelled out, I hate that hedgehog at some point. Just like,
I mean, I think he kind of did. Also, I do love that he actually enunciates hedgehog,
just like the way.
just like how Eggman was. Just that's the enunciation right there, and it just
Enunciate.
tells you this man did his assignment.
Again, even though this could have been quote unquote his last role, I don't think he found a retirement time. He at least committed to the role. He didn't be like, well, it's just a kids movie. I'm just going to be making faces. No, he was actually doing like his Jim Carrey work.
I haven't seen this level of dedication to a character portrayal since. Okay, I'm gonna go all the way. Raul Julia performing as M. Bison.
Of course.
Like,
sorry. But
just the way that guy committed is just the same way that Jim Carrey is
Yeah.
committing to this role.
to you, it could have been the end
I
of the
love it.
world and everything. But to me, it was Tuesday.
It was Tuesday.
But yeah, I gotta say, it is funny how Stone got picked up and had to help figure out the Robotnik, robot instructions. And when he actually gets the mustache to clap, even Robotnik, so I have no idea what happened. He's like, it's here in the manual. The manual looks like a Genesis manual. It even has the font.
And everything.
Of course, we already gushed about it, but that little moment with Team Sonic working together, right down to mimicking Sonic Heroes attacks of how Knuckles will take his friend's ball forms and just toss him like a projectile.
Yep.
Basically, to quote the song from what was the song? The first level,
Seaside.
Seaside Denied, with the thing with Knuckles. What the heck are you doing? I'm gonna use you guys as boxing gloves too. What?
Wait, what?
And even funnier is in the sequel song, Tails is still looking beat up.
Yeah, I saw these all broken teeth and everything. But
Sonic, don't kiss the princess.
but okay, so okay now, obviously.
What I noticed this little homage that you'll love if you haven't like picked up on it, Marissa. But you know how Sonic was able to dodge all those missiles with Tails' help, but then just oops, one bullet left, one just got him and flung him over,
Mhm.
and then he diverts the rocket back towards Robotnik, just like the OVA.
Oh yeah.
Not so fast, better Robotnik! Oh!
Yeah. But
Mhm.
yeah, but what's great though is that it was funny when Tails did that whole fake thing, but of course Eggman did the Thanos thing and fired a pulse that hit all the holograms at once, just like when he fought the multiple.
I am also a hologram.
Yeah, Knuckles was like trying to pull, but we
Oh.
pointed this out. Sister said Eggman was lucky that he had God powers protecting him, because he took a direct, full-blown punch from Knuckles through the chest.
And with that velocity that Knuckles was going at, Robotnik could be bishoped.
Yeah, but thankfully the Emerald just got knocked out of him. It's kind of like in the game, whenever something gets knocked out of you, like a ring.
Oh right, the first time he appears, he literally knocks the super out of Super Sonic.
Oh yeah, just like
Get that out of here! I am justice. Now Knuckles had power to
Also what happened in comics, although with his dad.
But you're right. I just realized Knuckles hitting the Emerald out of Robotnik was like when he hit the Emeralds out of Sonic from Sonic 3's opening.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. But okay, now obviously we're talking about this. The Robotnik's still unstoppable, even though they got rid of the Aster Emerald. It was crazy that. One moment. Hola, welcome back.
Well, in Archie Sonic, Knuckles' dad actually punched evil Sonic in the chest when he tried to go super off Master Emerald. This was during Ian Flynn's runs, because evil Sonic became Scourge shortly after.
All right, now you guys can gush for a little bit, but we're not gonna talk about the big moment yet. I actually got a BRB, but keep it going. But we'll talk about the big moment that probably made Derek scream like an idiot when it actually happened. But we'll go before that. Just talk about a few other things, because I'll tell you when I'm back. The sister can hold the wing. You got throw in some of your own observations that you noticed.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, in Archie Sonic, Knuckles' dad also did that punch in the chest trick.
Yeah, I never watched the Earth of Dumb Books.
This was during Ian Flynn's run.
So, like, I do kind of want to go back and gush a little bit about the fact that they literally lifted the ice cap zone area where Sonic is like snowboarding down and dealing with a bunch of badniks, and then has to contend with the avalanche, and even like picks up the snowboard like from the get-go and starts like hoofing it after giving a huge shock face. And I'm thinking it's like, this is straight up like from Sonic Adventure, where he has that weird animation freak out, seeing that avalanche like tail him, and well, yeah, he's got a little bit more to worry about since he's carrying an injured Tails.
I thought it kind of like reminded me of Escape from the City.
City Escape.
No, that's the first movie. Same location, San Francisco. Now that I think about it loud, does that mean that Station Square was actually modeled after Seattle?
At least it's not inside a volcano like Penders wrote.
I
Yeah.
would probably say I think it could probably been inspired by that location.
I
Um,
don't know. It's just the I don't know. It's just the way they framed that Seattle segment, and it seeing Sonic at the top of the building. I'm just
Don't
sitting here
forget all
thinking,
the sewer outlets exploding. You
uh,
know, like
that's
when
prob-
Perfect Chaos arrives.
I would say also, the way how he kind of looked from that angle with Sonic just up there against the moon, it reminded me back when the Sonic '06 in the I think it was the opening or ending.
I think the opening.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I see where you're getting at. Let's
I thought that still was based on his Shadow's intro in Sonic in Adventures 2.
Oh yeah, that could have been that too on Radical
oh
Highway.
yeah, oh yeah.
Which
The
intro?
and then posing in front of the moon. Yeah, that's. I can see
Oh,
that.
the one that
Especially-
Sonic Generations recreated.
Yeah, especially given how big they made the moon look. It's like any bigger, and it could be like having Majora's Mask face on there.
Yeah, had the moon come down in 3 days.
Wasn't that like a plot to Moonfall?
Please, there's only
Yeah.
one falling moon that's worth talking about, and that's the one from Majora's Mask.
Yeah, I remember the commercial for that. That was fun. Freaked me out when I was a teen.
Those commercials are probably like the earliest form of creepypastas I could think of. Like they legit made it feel that like real in person. It's like really spooky. Always a fun time to bring up in Halloween time.
So yeah, that was an interesting opening.
I would say when it came to Robotnik sending out that signal to try and get help, and those weird
Knights of Ren wannabes.
Knights of Ren, or I'm gonna call them Babylonians, because they kind of look like
They're
the
actually
Babylons.
scavengers.
I'm like thinking, are they aliens? Are they people? When I first saw them.
The prequel comic explains what they were doing there.
Well, again, not all of us have the chances to look at the prequel comic, but I know that I mean, like, what did you actually think when you first saw them?
I was aware of like the prequel story because the game apologists kind of quickly glossed over them, and I thought, okay, so like this is where we get to see Knuckles, like get them up. I will admit, like that's probably like the only backing that guy made is like, hey, we need to get this like Robotnik guy. He was able to do all these like aficionado tasks and able to outsmart that coup and Aber's stanchions. That's not even a real country. But yeah, this actually proved that Robotnik is actually capable of outsmarting his opponents. So.
And also in the prequel comic, Vector, Espio, and Charmy make a cameo.
Yeah, in the background, which... Okay, so we know there's going to be like this Knuckles Paramount Plus series that's going to happen. And it got me thinking of like how they could actually manage to set that up. So I'm thinking that Knuckles eventually has to result in getting the help of Team Chaotix as the galaxy's greatest interdimensional detectives to seek out and find a certain MacGuffin. And also, maybe that would also be a place where we can introduce Rouge the Bat.
I can actually see that happening.
Also, you're forgetting one other thing about Knuckles' first appearance in the movie. It's on the Mushroom Planet, and what was the very first level you could play as Knuckles in?
Mushroom Hill.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a nice little call to that.
Also, back whenever Sonic is partying after getting the Wachowskis out of the house, he does have his little
And I'm
like
back. Sorry about that.
messing around with the hair mousse.
Oh, so what were you guys on about?
We were talking
I'm-
about the opening and what we thought of it, and then we were talking about
I was just gonna quickly mention that Sonic
Wolfies.
makes his hairstyle whenever he's home alone into like a mohawk. And if you think the style of it looks like the American buzzsaw like look that Sonic has to the American box arts.
Looks a little bit like Bannock too, I think.
yeah, a little bit like Manic.
From the siblings Sonia and Manic.
Also, that fake Sonic that he sets up whenever he's out doing his
It's kind of
controls,
come on, step it up.
and then has that balloon face. Is that another Sonic meme?
I think
Image.
looks kind of like Sonic a little bit, yeah.
It looks like Sonic, but he just split.
Also, you forgot about the Ugandan Knuckles reference.
No, I think I already covered that when we were starting this review.
Yeah, we already did.
But
We got past that already.
have we established that already? Who the hell is Eggman? What the hell is this? And what do I do with it?
You give it to me. All right.
Okay, well, we're hinting at that guy a lot. Anyway, so let's talk about the moment. The big moment we kind of knew was going to happen, but it still was impressive when it happened, when the emeralds shatter, and it's just the 7 chaos. And we're thinking, oh, wait, are they going to do it? But they're useless because their power's been used by Robotnik. And, you know, Maddie and Tom risk life and limb to get to him. And, of course, Robotnik's getting ready to crush them all. We're thinking, oh, man, how he's going to get out of this?
And then you see
Sonic,
that they're starting
and also
to.
Sonic vows to stay close with his family, even if they're going to die,
It's all about family, Tom.
which then activates the Chaos Emeralds.
But if you notice, when they tingle, they actually go tick-tick-tick-tick. They actually tingle when the jingle when they enter him, if you notice.
You know, when I saw the emeralds, I never realized how tiny they were. I thought they were supposed to be huge.
I guess that Sonic.
Well, their sizes vary.
I think Sonic X makes us used to the fact that they're the size of a tangerine.
Yeah.
But they're huge. They're like
But-
Namekian Dragon Ball sized in the adventure games.
Yeah, they're fucking big, yeah.
Also 2006.
Pretty much any other at time they're displayed, but it doesn't matter. There's still the Chaos Emeralds. They're still functioning, and we get to see the Super Sonic. And yes, he is yellow. He is flaming, and yes, he managed to get the on-screen appearance before Dragon Ball. Take that, Evolution!
Yep.
Yep. And when I first saw that in the movie, I was expecting I had a little memory call back to Sonic Unleashed, the opening.
Oh yeah, when he beats up Robotnik entirely, just
I
decimates
think
his.
that's actually the same animators.
Yeah, Jeff Fowler actually was an animator on one of those. One of those.
Sonic games.
Yeah, Sonic games. So it's a big deal.
What did you think, Swack, when you saw that?
Super Sonic.
Some Sonic, I was actually kind of amazed that they were able to rendition this so perfectly accurate.
Well, if he's.
I was honestly hoping for him to like literally shout out, "Now I'll show you!"
I'll show you. But yeah.
Now I'll show you.
Yeah.
All right.
And but yeah, and oh man, he was just. I think I actually yelled out, "Oh shit!" in the theater when he actually turned into Supersonic. And funny enough, they did say they wanted to go Supersonic in the first movie, but I think the director felt it was too soon to introduce that concept, so he came up with the idea of him just doing that energy surge and growing into Supersonic. And oh man, because he learned a lesson Tom taught him. A hero isn't about doing cool stuff. It's about caring for those you care for most, that kind of deal. So Sonic was doing that as Supersonic, and oh man, he, like I said, just obliterated the Robotnik robot.
It's kind of funny. they saw this other movie that was on TV, and now talking about this. It's like, wait, this is impossible. You can't be alive. You have to be a
god? Oh yeah, like that scene. But yeah, it was funny.
especially when he.
I'm actually kind of glad they didn't do a Goku joke.
Yeah, and just my referencing kind of makes a little bit more giggly sense to the fact that he just gives a huge lol nope to that punch that Eggman tried to sneak on him.
Oh yeah, and
like, get that out of here! That
nonsense. But someone pointed this out. It's been a long time since we had a legit angry Sonic in any media, because we didn't see that in Boom, we didn't see that in most of the games, but the last time we really had like an angry Sonic in anything was probably Sonic X, I think.
Unleashed.
Whoa, Archie.
Oh, it's not Unleashed. You're right.
It was Sonic Unleashed, Sonic and the Black Knight.
Well, he was legit angry.
He was legit angry.
So I pointed out he had a muffin button, when a Goku button when Robotnik said how he'll come back to get rid of that do-good sheriff, donut sheriff, and his wife, and the little dog too. That's when
little dog too.
That's when he actually got mad and attacked recklessly. So
he's also been mad in IDW, Sonic.
But I'm saying like traditional media outside of like the extra media. So
we're not gonna count them.
But yeah. But the thing is that yeah. But it was so cool to see him like serious and just laying waste to Robotnik, and of course he has to do that nod to one of the other Sonic games where Robotnik's like leaning on something and he does a little tap. I think that was also Unleashed.
Oh, 6.
No, so 6.
Oh, 6.
Wait, one of the droids is like, and he just tips him. The droid goes.
The droid falls over.
So yeah.
Oh, is that how it's gonna be?
Later, hater.
Oh, I guess we're not friends.
Fine, we're not friends.
I just love how Eggman is just like so accepting of his death. It's like,
which leads to my theory that he actually had a backup plan to this.
I don't think he's actually dead.
So Eggman says like, we did some things, you did some things, like there's good things on both sides. And to throw that in there and.
Well, I'm sorry to jump back. I'm sorry to jump back to the fight between back at the temple, but I just realized looking at it that there was a lot of like really good shots. I would say seeing Sonic and Knuckles just tearing the temple apart.
Yeah, I like the part when Sonic did that multiple bouncer. I just wish at one point Knuckles would have said, "Oh no," when he realized something was going to collapse, like as a reference to the "Oh no" from the adventure.
You had to bring that up.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, but yeah. There better be a ghost in the next one, so Knuckles can say, "What is that there?"
A ghost? They have to. They have to. That'd be so cool if they did.
But I don't. I just. But,
Speaking of Knuckles and Sonic, they do kind of sneakily make a reference to another Sonic media, wherever Knuckles says, "Don't touch him. He is not the same Sonic you once knew."
Sonic the comic.
Fleetway?
Yeah, the
Super Sonic in UK.
Yeah, the demented like Super Sonic.
But then when he summons,
personality.
I like how he uses his godlike power to concoct the perfect chili dog, and then he drops it on Knuckles. Yeah.
Okay.
When I first saw that,
exactly the Sonic you
when I
once
first
knew.
saw that, when he was summoning hot dogs or chili dogs, and then seeing the 2 chili dogs just fall on Knuckles'
She laughed out
face,
loud in the theater.
I laughed so dang hard in the theater. Like, I'm like, that has to be an icon for someone.
I think that's also a reference to Sonic and the Black Knight when he got sucked into that dimensional void and all the chili dogs were following him. Remember?
Yeah, they're falling down with him.
Which is also the time, which is when chili dogs were officially canonized.
Because he hadn't had chili dogs in only in the comics. But it was in the games that he actually had chili dog in Black Knight onward.
Well, there was Sonic Unleashed, but they were just purchasable items.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, oh man, but yeah, you're right. I like how he is just a kid, so of course he had to let all that power loose because he says he wouldn't be able to be with the people he loves most.
So basically, the Chaos Emerald just went all Dragon Ball Z and went through the 4 corners of the earth.
Like they did in Sonic X.
Mm-hmm.
Most likely.
It's okay, CQ. You don't have to worry about it. You'll be able to see this review whenever it's finished in full.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, we had to get some technical difficulties out of the way. But yeah, nice to join us, CQ. But yeah, what's funny is, yeah, you're right.
The Master Emerald actually gets fixed. So not only did we have our cake and eat it, but now it's 2 different plates.
Yeah, so we got the Master Emerald and the Chaos Emeralds, and Knuckles.
I love that Knuckles was able to fix it just like he does in like Sonic Adventure 2, where it's literally just at the palm of his hands.
Tick, tick, tick. Yeah.
Also, it's like going back to where after the fight, I found that kind of heartwarming, seeing the fact that as Knuckles was going up to the surface, he went back down and saved Sonic from drowning.
And he had to admit.
And I like the fact that pretty much that they kind of made up after realizing that he was easily duped.
Well, hell, it was the same thing. Like he said, "Well, you saved my life. I had to save yours."
And we were like the
And
same.
then Sonic hits him with a sandball.
And I found that kind of cute. And they were just throwing sandballs at each other.
Yay, like they're best friends now.
Yeah, they kissed and made up. They're friends.
You know, no. They would have only truly kissed and made up if they went to a boxing ring where no one was watching and said, "Did you ring the bell? Ding, ding." You sure about this? And then the minute they punch each other, they freeze frame to a painting said, "It's the eye of the tiger." Props if any of you '80s kids actually get that reference.
Yep.
But no, we don't end on that.
The best parody was definitely the Late Night Wars.
But yeah,
When Stephen Colbert, Jon Stewart, and Conan
Yeah,
O'Brien were
I
duking
get
it
it.
out with each other.
But
Yeah, I get it.
Okay.
A little bit.
But
okay, but yeah.
as,
So
as I was saying, that wasn't the sport like homage we ended on. No, we went back to
baseball.
full circle with the baseball game. Like it's honestly heartwarming that we started with Sonic doing a baseball game by himself, and now
he has friends.
not only is his adopted family, but his friends, and it's actually a nice wholesome baseball game. Certainly one that's not
Knuckles
lifted straight
channeling
from Sonic
Princess
X,
Luna.
right down to the way Knuckles deals with the ball.
Why am I
And
angry
Knuckles
at the ball?
channeling Princess Luna.
He's having fun. Like
I
huzzah!
am having the fun.
Huzzah! The fun has been doubled.
And then and one thing that I don't get, like, why did he actually mention about grapes?
Well,
I mean, I never even seen him even eat grapes. So
That's his favorite game
And-
that's his favorite fruit from the games.
even in Sky Sanctuary, they have grapes hanging off of the vines in Sonic Generations when you go to the map of Sky Sanctuary.
I mean, they could at least show him eating a grape or something.
Even in an
He also mentions that in a mock interview for the movie.
Yes, and that mock interview itself has become a meme.
This place is full of weak, soft, undisciplined weaklings. However, the grapes are amazing. I love the grapes.
I mean, it is actually mentioned in his bio in the Sonic Mega Collection in his
That he likes grapes.
that he likes grapes.
And so that's
yeah,
why.
well, this is actually kind of like the person. Yeah, but I'm kind of like the person that actually never read all that stuff, and
I understand.
Mhm.
But yeah,
And then there's the fact that they're keeping the Master Emerald in a cooler.
Well, where else are you gonna put it? At least they're actually bringing it with them instead of leaving it on an island to just forget about it in later games.
and it gets stolen.
I mean,
oh man, I was hoping that there will be a floating island on Earth.
like Angel Island.
Mm-hmm.
No, like the part where they actually like had the whole, where like the whole island inside the water ocean thing. I thought like after that the
Up to the
island
sky.
would actually start floating away.
It was like secretly Angel Island mixed with Mystic Ruins.
But
Well, to
we
be
also-
fair, the Mystic Angel Island used to be part of the Mystic Ruins.
can we just admit that all of us kind of pretty much went, "Aw," whenever Sonic just called Tom his dad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell,
Like,
because
"Aw, that was actually earned."
hell earlier.
Yeah, now Tom
Now
actually
we're
too
getting
is
to
after
the
kids.
big part.
Okay,
Hey there.
so this is it. This is final warning. If you haven't seen the movie, get out right now, because we're about to drop the big spoiler that's going to be crucial to what's coming in part
Okay,
3.
now let's let Derek drop the bomb so nobody interrupt him for this bit.
Okay, so they are seeking out through the rubble of the Death Egg robot, and the military commander thinks, no one can survive that fall. He's dead. We see Agent Stone is in disguise, probably a little bit of a nice little homage to Return of the Jedi with the way Billy D lowered his mask down. But the commander's lieutenant, or whoever she is, mentions that like as they were wiping out the data of Robotnik because they're trying to clean house on that whole fiasco, they managed to come across a one file dated back 50 years ago. My God, Project Shadow. And you see Shadow the motherfucking Hedgehog in that capsule, awakened and in all of his glory.
I bet you Matt McMuscles must have really liked that part.
Yep, everybody was screaming and cheering in theaters. Dude, like I literally had like, and then afterwards, like everybody was clapping after when the credits rolled.
I literally, I'm not trying to sound like, oh, I totally did this. No. I did this first viewing. I literally was like sitting on the edge of my seat as soon as I heard 50 years, and as soon as that capsule went up, and just seeing Shadow the Hedgehog right there, as the audience were like whooping and hollering and clapping to see that, and as soon as Shadow's eyes opened and the words, my God, Project Shadow, I literally leapt off from my seat, arms both high up in the air, and yelled, "Woo!"
Oh, this is gonna be very fun.
Well, sadly, when we saw it, our audience wasn't that very ecstatic about
Okay,
it.
we went on the third day, so all the super fans have already seen it, so it's probably just the
Right.
regular family. But we had like 1 or 2 super fans. Even they were like Shadow. So 3 people ahead of us were like crazy for it.
Yeah, just big 1 or 2 or 3 people. We were like freaking out when we saw
But our
Shadow.
group definitely went, what?
Well, yeah, at least with those amount of people, but including us that were in there.
Yeah.
Speaking of Shadow, who do you think is the best voice for him in the games?
Okay, so
Okay.
David Humphrey.
Say,
I like David, but I kind of have gotten used to Jason Griffiths, and mostly due to his performance in Sonic 06. If the world chooses to become my enemy,
Well,
I'll fight like I always have.
technically, I do like also Jason Griffith too. No offense to Kurt Thornton. Kurt.
Kurt Thornton.
Thank you. He did a terrible job.
well, he wasn't given good material.
I think it works best with the boom version of
No,
Shadow.
he did even worse than that.
Yeah, that was him pretty much essentially just living to the whole like, ooh, look how edgy I am.
I'm an edgelord.
While
I'm a
also
bully.
being Vegeta.
To be fair, his performance improved slightly for Shadow when doing the Sonic Forces appearance. Like at that point, it's like, okay, you're actually trying to do the whole David Humphrey voice thing. Okay, at least you're trying. At least you're not trying to be like, oh, look at me, I sound cool. I don't care that I sound like a badass.
I mean, I like Griffith's
no,
voice
that was
Sonic.
fake.
I mean, in Shadow.
Wait, so now that's the fun question. Who should play him for the movie? So, Derek, you actually have a list compiled?
Okay, so aside from Jason Griffith, because hey, if they got Colleen to be a game voice to be a movie voice, why can't Griffith like come back and like shine again? But aside from him, like that's like a Moon's Align perfect idea ever that is never gonna happen in like a purple moon, a one step higher above blue moon. I have on my list. I have Adam Driver,
Kylo Ren, yes.
More!
Robert Pattinson,
The Batman. Vengeance. I'm vengeance.
Yeah, I only see him as Twilight.
Benedict Cumberbatch,
Doctor Strange or Khan.
Okay, yeah, him.
Or Sherlock.
No,
Okay, but this, I think that you'll all agree this one's gonna sound pretty way out there, but it just might work. Keanu Reeves.
Everyone's been
as
saying
Shadow the Hedgehog.
Neo. He kind of has that voice style anyway.
Maybe.
Whoa.
But yeah.
Whoa.
Or, for me, I actually choose Nicolas Cage.
Ooh. So people said that too. So here's a list I saw. They actually deleted their original list, but I saw names that I'm all like, okay, that's funny. They said names like Liam Neeson. I'm like,
I think I see him as like
That
Robert Buckner's grandfather.
I know like Shadow's old, but he's not that old.
I think Liam Neeson would better fit Pachacamac.
and then another one they said was, Kevin Michael Richardson. He's a voice actor, but he played Joker in the Batman series, and he was Gantu in Lilo and Stitch.
And he was also Demongo in Samurai Jack.
So I don't know. And another list I saw, there's another old guy. Where I'm like, they said James Earl Jones. I'm like,
No, no.
He's getting out there. No.
the poor guy is old,
That's way too deep.
and plus the guy's old.
Let me guess. You like Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly. But then, another one they put on the list. Where I'm like, really, that guy? But that was Liam Neeson was the one that made me go, huh? And they suggested Jason Griffiths. 'Cause they said, yeah, he played him in the games. And then they said Adam Driver, like you said. But here's another one I heard them say: Pedro Pascal, the Mandalorian.
No.
Well, I mean, if he does his Mandalorian voice, I can kind of see that. I also had another name on my list, Jason Momoa. Since
Aquaman.
there were rumors that he was going to be Knuckles, but went with Idris, and maybe they were hearing like line readings and thought, yeah, you sound great, but I think we might have a better idea for you than Knuckles.
What about
So
Dwayne
come back to us in a
Johnson?
few years.
Dwayne Johnson as Shadow.
Rock?
No.
And of course the classic, and of course the meanful Chris Pratt as Shadow.
I think
Chris Pratt.
Dwayne Johnson
Star-Lord.
would be better as Vector.
Actually, The Rock as Vector. I can see that working.
Yeah, that could probably work. Yeah.
Now, another name I saw. This one I saw on the list. I thought that's actually perfect. He works good. The guy who ended up taking Crimson Dawn up to itself. The man who made Darth Vader bleed first in a game. Sam Witwer. The Apprentice.
could work.
The Apprentice.
Huh.
That could work. Yeah, I could see The Apprentice playing.
Dark
Okay,
Knight.
I have an outlandish one just spitballing out. Vin Diesel.
No, Vin Diesel would be better as like Gamma or Beta.
Yeah.
Or Omega.
Oh yeah, just robotic. Like, he was the Iron Giant already, so make that Omega's voice.
Yeah.
And plus, oh, that was a funny joke too when he says that the Owls and the Echidnas have been a feud for a long time. Wow, just like Vin Diesel.
The Rock.
In real life,
Rock.
in real life, The Rock and Vin Diesel are going through some stuff.
Mm.
Now, another guy.
But-
Oh, Dave Bautista was another name they suggested for Shadow, which they already
Which
got.
is ironic because Rock is
Well,
more like
actually,
Pratt.
you actually know what actually be insane if Ryan Drummond got to voice Shadow.
But he's fat chance
Fat chance, yeah, but that'll be out of the blue.
since he did Sonic back in the day,
Well,
right?
he did Sonic back in the day, and
He
technically.
was also Metal Sonic.
Oh,
That's true.
well, you got a better luck of getting Jameel White to be Shadow. Did I do that?
Yeah.
Oh, Wesley Snipes.
Well,
Wesley Snipes.
Jaleel does have supernatural evil powers, according to Key and Peele.
But imagine Wesley Snipes as Shadow. Blade.
Some
Now,
say that Kid Knightley should be Shadow.
Some goddamn fourth Chaos Emeralds are always trying to.
Jon Snow as
Well-
Shadow.
oh yeah, I like him.
How about?
I don't want it, but she is my queen.
It's
Who?
gonna be kind of.
Kit Harington. He was Dane Whitman in the Eternals, the boyfriend that says, "I always wanted to be a giraffe."
Oh, the Black Knight, you mean?
Yeah, him.
What about Tom Hardy as Shadow?
No,
No.
No, he's already taken the edgy character of Venom.
If
We
anything,
don't need that.
you can cast Tom Hardy as Vector because he likes doing goofy voices when he's Venom.
Yeah,
you pen pals
he,
with
he,
intent?
he could do Vector.
I mean, I can see Liam Neeson as Robotnik's grandfather.
Someone said J.K. Simmons should play Gerald Robotnik.
Or even better, even funnier, they just got back Mike Pollock.
Oh, actually get Mike Pollock to play the voice recording of Robotnik.
Oh, that would be crazy.
Like you don't actually
Yeah,
see.
and also do him some justice.
Yeah, you don't see his face, but you hear his
don't see his
tape
face, but
recording
you
of the
hear
Diary
it,
of Project
and
Shadow.
It's
Mike Pollock.
It's Mike
That would be
Pollock.
amazing.
I mean, he wasn't even contacted about Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh.
Oh.
That's sad.
Yeah, he wasn't even told Eggman was even going to be in it.
And of course, Roger.
I mean, that would have required him to have a line.
Wouldn't it have been
which
nuts?
I'm sure.
No, wait. Okay. Here's a crazy one. Imagine, Roger Craig Smith voicing Shadow.
And he'd be doing his Chris
but he'd be
Redfield
doing
voice.
his Chris Redfield voice.
Ooh.
You know who I'd rather see
That-
Roger Craig Smith voice?
What?
Scourge.
Ooh.
Scourge. Oh my God, that would
Yeah.
be.
Yeah, that's never gonna happen.
Thanks, Ken.
No.
Well,
So-
first we could have DC
I-
Douglas.
We actually did manage to hear Roger do an evil Sonic and Boom, though.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, there's another.
Yeah.
What
So my top three takes are gonna be Adams the first, Keanu's the second, and in third Robert Pattinson.
What about the guy who?
Also, if they do get Keanu, it'll be a hilarious callback to the first
Oh,
movie.
Keanu, you're a national treasure. Oh,
Exactly.
Oh, that would be even more perfect because that would be like pitting Sonic against his idol.
now pop quiz hotshot. You got a cop in it. Yeah.
What about you, John? What voices do you pick?
For Shadow, John.
Shadow.
I mean, for the Micah side, I did say Nicolas Cage. Let's see.
Ghost Rider?
I was also thinking, guy that I actually thought, DC Douglas.
Oh, Wesker.
As Wesker.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh, here's another one I just thought of. Jensen Ackles. He was Red Hood in Under the Red Hood, and he was and Dean Winchester in Supernatural.
Now I'm torn between him and Robert Pattinson being my third top. Oh man. Yeah, I'm just gonna tie them together.
Yeah, Jensen. Yeah, remember he's the guy that played Red Hood, saying, "I'm gonna put one in your lap." He's like,
Oh, yeah.
What about
Red Hood.
Jason Isaacs?
the Lucius Malfoy?
Yeah.
Huh.
Hmm.
Maybe Ix is not.
Also Admiral Zhao, the Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah, I think Jason Isaacs. He'd be better off as like Mammoth Mogul or something. Damn it, they're all comic characters I'm thinking of.
Comics is not canon.
Yeah.
Although they seem to be implementing IDW into the game slowly.
But yeah. So anyway, Jensen
Okay,
Ackles.
so before we, yeah, I can't believe I didn't think of that, but that now I hear that name, it's like, I can't. That sounds so good. That it's like it's not obvious, but at the same time, it's like, oh, why didn't I think of that before?
Because, like I said, he was Dean in Supernatural, and like I said, he's going to be Soldier Boy in the Boys show. Oh, Carl Urban. Carl Urban does a good voice too. He was Judge Dredd in Dredd, and he was.
I only know him from Thor Ragnarok.
And he was Bones in the Star Trek reboots.
Hmm.
And he was a Doom Marine in Doom.
Oh, he was the Doom guy in Doom. Yeah.
This would be stupid, but I would think, I don't know, Lance.
Lance Henriksen as. I would love it, but it would make. If anyone, he'd be. If he's anybody, he'd be Gerald.
It would make.
Right.
Yeah. So before we wrap this up, let's theorize about what I also see in Sonic 3, because they last time they teased for a future appearance of someone in Sonic, we got a tease of Tails, but then they decided, you know what, let's just also give you the Echidna. So Do we think that Amy Rose has a chance to appear in
Yes,
part 3?
please. She's my favorite character.
Either Amy or Rouge. Those are the two I see popping in. Because even Grace Randolph,
Well,
the
a funny thing you mentioned. I think I mentioned this while you walked away, and even Marissa agreed with me. For the Knuckles sideshow, it should have him like. Okay, so the premise would be like he decides to let Sonic and Tails have like a bro outing, and promises to watch over the Master Emerald. And one night, a mysterious thief shows up. That would be Rouge and Bat to take the Master Emerald because it's
If
like.
she does show up, who would voice her?
I made a joke and said it should be Zoe Kravitz since she played Catwoman already.
I could picture
I
that.
think she should be Ming Na Wan.
Ooh, Mulan, Ming Ming Hua.
Ooh, yeah.
She was also
Ooh,
Fennec Shan,
Melinda May.
Chun-Li.
so, yes. So the Rouge gets away with the Emerald, and Knuckles has to enlist the help of interdimensional detectives to track her down, and we would get like the Knuckles Chaotix.
Oh yeah, that would be amazing.
I
Another.
also did have another possible voice idea for Rouge. Any of you watch Modern Family?
A little bit.
Yeah, it's
Claire.
going. Yeah.
Julie Bowen, who plays Claire on that show.
Claire is the.
Blonde mother.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Another one, maybe Naomi Scott. She was Kimberly in Power Rangers, and Jasmine in. No, actually, she'd be a good Amy. I think Naomi Scott would be a good Amy, but that would be funny if she played a lot of pink characters. Too much pink energy is
just
dangerous.
like how Ben Schwartz is playing a lot of blue characters.
Too much pink energy is dangerous.
But how crazy would it be if the first trailer for Sonic 3 does tease Shadow, but then we also have Amy
But
appear.
actually,
like, Sonic has like these conflicting feelings, and it makes sense. We're kind of following this maturing arc for Sonic.
and it'd be so
Like, kinda
funny
like
if Tom is like his wingman, giving him advice for how to approach, Amy, and Knuckles is giving him like, you guys show aggressive displays and this and that. That we will.
Also, I have a theory for
Ooh.
Sonic 3 about JoJo.
I know.
She's going to be Shadow's reminder of Maria.
yeah.
Dodo.
Okay. That just reminds me. Okay, so for the on-screen appearance of Maria, I think there's no other person that should do it but Millie Bobby Brown.
I could see that.
Isn't Millie a little on the old side these days, though?
Well, they're
Yeah, but she can still
inconsistent with
pass a little
Maria's
bit.
age anyway.
What about Lexi? Lexi Rambeau. She was Morgan Stark in Endgame. And little.
It's gonna be either her or Millie Bobby, but
Uh,
let's be real. For Shadow to have constant like memories of someone, they're probably gonna list like a top tier star.
Yeah, probably. But then, oh, here's a stupid thought. If you get RDJ to play somebody in the Sonic universe,
Who?
Iron Man.
SBO.
No.
No?
Oh, that was another voice they recommended. Kurt Russell as Shadow. Ego.
I could see
McCready.
that working.
McCready, yeah.
If he can manage to pull off his Snake Plissken voice at his age, I'd be like, okay, let's see what you got.
Well, he did do a good voice when he was Ego. Well, but let's see though. It'd be so funny if Paul Bettany got a voice in, or Tom Hiddleston got voices in this thing. Now I'm just going MCU crazy, but so if Amy was in this thing, who would you want to play Amy?
Well, you bring up Naomi Scott.
Mm-hmm.
This one.
Ooh, Jenna Ortega, maybe.
What's the actress's name for Miss Marvel
Which
for the show coming up?
Oh, that's a little young, I think, but I can't pronounce her name for the life of me.
Well, Amy's like young, just like Sonic is. So.
Okay, let's see. I think Jordana Brewster could be another possibility for Rouge. She was Dom's sister in the Fast and Furious movies. Oh, what if they bring in Blaze? That's another possibility, though. Because Fowler did.
One step at a time.
Fowler did.
Scarlett Johansson.
Rouge
Scarlett
is
Johansson from Rouge the Bat.
Black
Oh
Widow.
boy, Black Widow plays more characters now.
Maybe Florence Pugh. Elena. Oh, Haley Steinfeld should be somebody.
Hey, Haley should be Amy. Haley should be Amy.
She was the girl Bumblebee was friends with in Bumblebee.
Yeah,
Also
I can picture
Bishop.
that.
Yeah. Okay.
Also Spider-Gwen in the Spider-Verse.
Oh God. Yeah. Anyway, so point is, they're definitely going to make a third one. This movie has made too much money to them stop now. Everyone is loving it. Paramount has a franchise they desperately need because they had Transformers, but those are kind of on a standstill. They had those Nick movies, like the SpongeBob movies and stuff, but I think they wanted to expand their portfolio. So them getting Sonic to go off the ground this way, really good stuff.
G.I. Joe just really hasn't really found an audience.
Snake Eyes, I heard, was okay.
But still, just one good movie out of two bad ones.
Someone in our comment section says Ryan Reynolds should play Silver. That depends if he actually even gets to that point, but I can kind of see that.
Don't forget, Jeff Fowler did say they're not following the game canon timeline, so it's for open season at this point, he said.
Oh, what if Taika Waititi voiced someone?
Fang. Make him voice Fang. He was the Rock in Thor Ragnarok that says, oh well, those foundations are gone.
Yeah.
You had a new Doug.
Hey man, I'm Hulk.
Just like Doug used to say that. Hey, you're the
He
new.
also directed Ragnarok.
And he was also Hitler in that Jojo Rabbit thing.
He's also does this hilarious vampire series
But yeah.
called What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, watch. Someone's going to say cast Mark Hamill as Gerald Robotnik or something.
That also works.
All right. But anyway, so yeah, point is, we're going to get more of these. But whether Jim returns or not, we'll have to see. But if he does, they have
let's just also contextualize that the articles like kind of overblown it. Jim has said that he's thinking of retiring. He's not like saying like, okay, I'm retired, I'm done. He's like he's thinking of.
But
it.
he did say at this.
Obviously, I would. If the fact that they already greenlit the third movie before it came out in theaters, and they greenlit it before he made this remark, so I don't think he's going to be the type to bail out on something that he's having this much fun with.
Also, you do realize they're going to go with a different angle for Eggman in the third one, right?
If
He might actually relegate to a voiceover world.
On top of that, Jim said he did get into this games for he wanted to have movies that his grandkids could watch. So if he's going to continue to do it for them, then we might have a chance of him showing up. Anyway, I think there might be some time between now and then. So I think we won't get like Sonic 3 until like 2024, maybe 23, 24, right?
Oh god, I hope I don't have to wait that long. The wait alone for Sonic 2 nearly killed me. I'm just saying.
I'm still waiting for Frontiers.
Oh yeah. Be good. Derek's saying be good. Be
Especially
good. Be
given
good.
who's writing it.
Please, let it be good, please.
And please,
Just one.
And if it is good, please don't implode the universe so that something even worse than 2020 happens because Sonic was good for once.
Mm-hmm.
You know Ian Flynn is going to be writing Frontiers, right?
Yeah, so we have it.
Yes, we know.
It's not the writing he's worried about. It's how it's playing he's hoping, if it's optimized well.
Like,
Also,
it wasn't just the fact that Forces was convoluted. It's the fact that the gameplay was just shallow. It's like, oh, people like Generations. Let's just do Generations only worse.
Also, remove the lies.
Essentially playing as a Sonic, and a Sonic that has Batman with makeover.
But yeah, anyway, so Sonic is having a good year with Sonic 2. I think we pretty much said all our thoughts on the big parts that needed to be said. John, you have anything else you want to say about this movie or anything or the future?
I am looking forward to the future. I was wondering if they're actually going to bring in the Space Colony arc.
We'll see. Mark, any thoughts on the future and everything on the movies horizon?
I'm excited. I cannot wait. And it's just a good day to be a Sonic fan.
For once, thankfully. Your thoughts on the future, sister?
Well, I hope that with what they're doing is gonna be, well, everyone's happy in a way. It applies to non-Sonic fans and Sonic fans alike.
Well, this movie's doing a good job at it right now.
And, well, my only hope is I get to see the Bio-Lizard, if possible, or at least hear for once one of the songs, that being, I'm sure everybody knows the song already by this point, the most famous song, that being in Adventure 2.
Yeah.
Okay,
Derek?
so I know you really wish for see Lizard, but I have a little bit of an idea that they could also replace that with the means that Shadow gets his revenge in Part 3 is that he seeks out to awaken the god of destruction himself, Chaos, and the final bout would be Super Sonic and Super Shadow fighting against Perfect Chaos, and it would just be like this. I don't know. I'm just geeking out.
We're also
because,
forgetting the
like-
other big thing that should be in the movies. Metal Sonic.
Maybe Metal Sonic's is Robotnik's backup plan, maybe.
I don't know. I feel like the fact that we have Shadow now being like the equal in every way, shape, form to Sonic, I think we kind of like missed them. If they were going to do a Metal Sonic, they should have done that with like Robotnik having that one unlimited energy quill that he keeps for like little shock value or his little weird taste.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
Or even more
Like-
worse thing in this scenario that he put his conscience at the end. No, Sonic.
Oh, so then Robotnik
Well,
is Metal
I don't-
Sonic?
Although now that I think about it, I
Metal
don't
Overlord?
think it could work because, you know, all the badniks are Apple made.
So,
But
you were saying,
I-
Derek?
so yeah, I do kind of hope that we get a pretty worthy way to close out a trilogy if we're going to keep it as a trilogy, which I'm sure Paramount will try to keep pushing out more despite knowing that Jim Carrey might be thinking of retiring.
Well,
soon.
hell, we're looking at Jurassic Park 6, so anything's possible.
I just hope that they don't milk it to the point that it's just pointless and annoying.
Like they did with Transformers.
Yeah, as a fan, I have to admit that.
They should have just stopped at 3. It's like 4 is like, okay, this includes things. It evolves the lore. How is that?
And 5
and
is
then
just
and then
the
5
Jackie Chan meme.
5 just took the piss out of it. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, it's clear you guys don't even care anymore. That I was going along with like the history of our world, the primal age, and the fucking going to the moon.
But then
the
Merlin.
evolving Transformers, fine, whatever. But then you go and include Merlin. It's like you fucks. You fucking with me.
Oh, let's hope that Sonic runs into the Black Knight someday. That'd be so funny. Iggy loves that game.
In fact, they actually already teased, again, I don't know if it's official or not, but clearly I think they're going to try to do Sonic and the Black Knight at some point.
That'd be cool.
They should just revive the storybook series in general.
Yeah, good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Give us those games on the Switch, for crying out loud, Nintendo. Come on.
Just without the Wii motion controls, that's the problem, though.
Well, they did it for Sonic Colors, so they could do it for the others, I think.
Well, to be fair, Sonic
What-
Colors
what-
didn't need motion controls.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that was kind of like an option, I think, but most of it was just button pressing.
Anyway, so
And also the Switch is capable of doing that motion stuff.
yeah, it is too. Yeah. So I'm excited for the future. See more. I'm glad this movie's doing so well, and everyone's so charmed with it. And if you guys saw it and didn't like it, that's fine. But if you love it, that's great too. It's a win-win. So we just needed this movie at the right time and the right place. I'm just glad it didn't get delayed to oblivion like other movies like Morbius and all that stuff where, oh, we're gonna keep pushing it back and pushing it back and pushing it back and pushing it back till we go, oh, that came out.
No Time to Die.
Oh yeah.
Minions.
Oh yeah, that was announced like 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. So
Nobody bought the Lego sets.
I didn't even know
this
that
is
was
our-
happening.
And they canceled the Detective Pikachu sequel, which honestly I think that's probably a good move because how the heck are you going to continue?
Yeah.
When the gimmick itself is like, oh, they resolved the whole like Ryan Reynolds is sounding like Pikachu.
They are
Yeah,
doing a
so
sequel to the game, though.
Yeah, they're probably doing it with someone else with a
And-
different plot.
But yeah, so Sonic.
So I just like to thank this opportunity that you guys were able to like get together for this very ambitious live stream thing. Last time me and Josie did this, it was like we were just kind of goofing around and having fun, just on the high of like the Batman. But this definitely felt like a nice open discussion. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, John. It's very special. Thank you to you, Marissa. I know it feels like you were a little bit left out, but your contribution means so much since you are also a big Knuckles aficionado.
Oh yes.
I am.
Yeah, you squealed like a high-pitched little girl when you saw Knuckles show up in the trailer.
I squealed so loud.
But yeah, so yeah, you did a good job. But you guys were all great guests. You had some funny points, and we didn't devolve into my usual fear of, and then this happened, and then this happened. We just did it in a way that felt natural.
We rate you back as much as we can.
Thank you. So, all right. So, I don't know if we'll ever do one of these in a while. Like, I love doing these things live. I think if we do more rambles, it'll just be me and Derek doing the usual, what we do under recorded Skype recordings. But if we see an opportunity...
I definitely foresee that we will definitely do this again for Sonic 3 when it comes.
Oh, for sure.
Or for the Sonic series on Paramount Plus.
Well, if we can buy Paramount Plus.
If we can afford it.
I'm going to once it comes.
Yeah, I'm already tapped out on my streaming services. And
There's also that new Sonic series coming to Netflix.
Sonic Prime, yeah.
Which I admittedly have doubts about. Because it's Man of Action headlining it.
Oh, yeah.
Not a fan of their most recent work.
But, okay, so what else was there? All right, so I think if me and Derek do discuss anything, it would be Doctor Strange, but Jurassic maybe. Oh, but for sure, we have a Spider-Man review series coming up. Me and Derek are doing a webtrospective because we had so much fun doing that with X-Men, and it's the 20th anniversary of Spider-Man. We're going to go ahead
and the 60th of Spider-Man as a character in the pop culture as a whole.
Yeah, so we'll definitely talk about those. Yeah, John?
Yeah, I'm interested in that.
All right. If there's a certain Spider-Man film you want to be in on the discussion of, we could probably work you in, maybe.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I can deal with that, and also maybe my childhood rendition of Spider-Man the animated series.
Well, yeah, we're not going to cover every Spider media, but we will make.
It's mostly like.
Well, you've got to include the time he lassoed up Megatron.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's mostly us covering the movie franchise.
But we did consider messing with the Nicholas Hammond TV movie, but yeah. We considered it, but we're gonna go with the.
But that would mean we would have to start with that, and I'm not as familiar with it, and I'm pretty sure an entire world is not familiar with it either. So.
Yeah. Anyway, so we got that coming up. I don't think we'll do discussions for Moon Knight, but I am enjoying that show.
I think it's the most original thing Marvel has done in a while.
Eternals, man.
Yeah. Okay, most original and exciting thing.
Okay, I'll take that. But anyway, so yeah, but I think Jurassic World Dominion has a chance of this happening, but it depends on how well that is. But those are my two remaining favorite movies of the year. Is going to be Jurassic World and Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange.
Of course, there's Halloween Kills.
Halloween Ends.
Yeah, Halloween Ends. And that's about. And Avatar.
I'm interested in Lightyear.
Oh, and Avatar: The Way of Water. It's happening, guys.
If it's happening, I just want to see a goddamn trailer. It's been more than 10 years, goddamn it. Unless I see a trailer, I'm not buying it.
2 weeks, man. No, 3 weeks, man. 3 weeks. Trust me.
Then
We'll
I'll eat my
see.
words. But yeah, I'm with Sis here. You gotta show me the goods, man. You can't just say, "Oh, it's happening. It's totally happening, guys. It's totally happening." It's like
I'm just curious how they're going to bring Stephen Lang back.
I don't know. Yeah. Saying that it keep happening. Yeah. I know. As a redos and all that stuff. Reduxes.
I mean, how many times did some movies get delayed and say they're gonna come this year?
Avatar's been doing it a long, long time. Anyway, we're way off base right now.
Yeah.
So, again, Derek, you did a good job thanking everybody. I want to extend that same thanks to all of you. Putting up with our technical difficulties. Oh, man, there were so many technical difficulties, but thankfully we ironed them out. So,
And
yeah.
if you love Sonic, be sure to check out the IDW comic.
And, of course, support Sonic in the movies and the games. Hug us. It's just hug a Tails, hug a Sonic. Hug a Knuckles if you haven't. Online exclusive, by the way.
From Build-A-Bear.
But don't shake his hands.
Yeah, he'll break it.
Yeah. But he'll see it as a sign of trust.
All right, then.
When I
So,
think about it, I think my hands will be broken automatically.
oh yes, just by touching them. All right. So, I think we'll go around the circle. You know, Mark, John, Derek, y'all want to sign off some way?
Shoot. Thanks for playing. Sorry, I'm kind of stretching for ways to close out Sonic style.
Yeah. All right. Well, Mark, we'll see you around. Thank you, man. John, thank you.
Yep, glad to be here.
Way past cool.
Yeah, way past cool. And remember, guys, it's not right to go up and smack someone with smack no one else in front of the national stage. It's just no good. All right then.
Oh, okay. I'm probably gonna take a book from Game Apologists, so apologies. But toot Sonic Warriors.
All right then. This is John 79 signing off, and thank you all for watching. This has been a ramble, and y'all have yourself a wonderful evening. Take care.
Later.
And